Oh man, I'm so like, I got my CFO shit. I'm ready, dude. Just give it to me. Give me that win, babe. Give me that dub.
Welcome to Worlds 2025 for day 2 of quarterfinals here in Shanghai at the Mercedes-Benz Arena. We're minutes away from KT facing off against CFO. Both teams are about to make history for their history and for their region as well. We see CFO, they're hyped here as well. They're always excited to be here, and that's going to be the last and only time I am going to utter
Oh,
this
driver hit him with that.
KT
For
roster
minutes?
was
Oh shit, dude.
here in the Swiss stage, and for CFO, it was the first time in
Yo,
10
Toko,
years
CFO,
that the
dude.
region
This is
made
it.
Quarterfinals.
Let's go.
Let's take out
I'm
the
so ready.
signatures from our players here. A lot of focus, of course, on the side of KT, and for CFO, smiles here as well. I'm Laure, and I'm joined by Kobe and Emily.
Yo, Kevin, before this beautiful series starts, I'm here to announce that there's a DLT drama in the cooking. Whoa, Vale, yo, let's go.
I'm very eager for the series to start.
That's right.
Let me know when the
That's right.
recipe
You
is
wanna-
done.
Exhilarated, even getting a little emotional, maybe.
Okay. All right. Wow, you busted out all.
Never heard of Yo Min Min? Yeah, that's because you wrote a 1.4
Alright,
centimeters,
before we get
dude.
into this, first we want to celebrate the 15-year anniversary of Worlds, where Riot has been posting a bracket of memorable plays from Worlds history. So let's check out the next round. It is Spray's Ash Arrow versus The Shy's Aatrox against G2.
Yo, Funk, what's up?
Trying to punish.
CFO!
Putting down 5 damage auto attacks, doing what he can to keep mid lane alive against top.
When do
of the
KD
him
have
has
to
been
be
killed,
eliminated playing
and they
Texas
even
Hold'em
got the
hiring
pick off on
models?
Bang. Rocks doesn't
What
actually
the
have to start
fuck?
pushing right now. They can delay the recalls. The Ash arrows. Look at the arrow. Get teleport.
That arrow.
He's stopped, dude. Which means they can push. It's now on Wolf. It's a teleport.
Dotting their eyes, crossing their teeth, trying to get the second Infernal. This is gone. Going to be taken low, secured by
Can you turn the voice lines off in game like I do? I have to hear Bessa tell her, hear life stories. Dude, I forget what champion it was I was playing. Like, the newer champions talk way too much. I mean, this play is fucking crazy because everyone's telling Shy, back, 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 we lose, and then he's still going forward. And then he's like, oh wait, never mind, now we go. Fight, fight, fight. Shy just pulled off a miracle play.
The emotional damage of that second play.
Oh, that was
Not
a
a
big
fan,
one.
guys. Not a fan.
It looked good in the music video too. The
Yeah.
cinematic version.
Always emotional damage.
At a tournament
Praise
where the
Ash
last
Arrow?
Rocks Tiger is
Yeah,
retiring,
that's what I was.
it
gonna
has
say.
to be praised.
I
Arrow.
was like, it has to be the Ash Arrow, and just that team was so special.
Yeah. We bid farewell to the last
Dude.
Tiger yesterday, and it's an honor to have this
Oh,
play here now.
as
We'll
always,
see, more iconic
dude, I
plays
still feel
throughout
like
the
shit.
bracket later
I
this
mean, dude,
tournament. But I
CFO
wanna
matches
turn our
make me
attention
feel
to
like
today's matchup. It is
absolute
gonna be
garbage,
KT
dude.
roster
I
against
always get
CFO.
like stomach problems, you know. I always feel like throwing
I am
up,
personally
shitting
very
my
excited.
pants.
Don't!
Okay.
Okay.
Excited!
Okay,
Get
you
excited for
once. You
KT!
got it out of the way as well.
No.
I do not want to hear any of this today, and that goes for you guys in chat as well.
If
No, get
theoretically
excited! Get
I did
excited for
want to
KT.
become a KT fan though, maybe a KT super fan. What would that entail for me? What would I have to?
Well, I'm glad you asked because you have 2 KT
Absolutely.
super fans right here. Unfortunately for our mental, so we prepared.
Gotta
a
let them
PowerPoint
know, dude.
presentation For you, Kobe.
Gotta let
This
them
is
know.
the first rule.
Rule
You
number
don't
1, do
need
not
to
believe in
be
KT.
okay.
I believe in
What if I'm a
KT.
super duper fan, though?
The second rule is really important. You do not believe in KT.
I
The
believe in
bigger fan
KT.
you are, the least you want to believe in them. That is
Yep.
the basic rule.
I'm excited for
Don't say the
K3O.
E word
Exactly.
See?
Don't say
No,
the
we
E
have
word.
an
I want you
example
guys
of
to
that
say the
word.
E
Okay,
word as
and
many
in case
times
you
as you
weren't,
can
like,
fit in your
convinced
mouth.
By that, KT will
Oh
only
my
disappoint
God,
you. Okay,
dude.
here's some disappointments. Here's 4 disappointments. If you want to highlight my
Oh, dude, this.
personal
Oh my God,
one
this
that I'll
champions
always
2014
remember
spring.
Is the first year I
Holy
decided to
shit,
start
dude.
rooting for this team. They go up against
Is that the
SKT
Korean
T1
regionals? Yeah,
in
it
the
is, because he
summer
lost
finals.
none.
I can still
Oh,
see
they
it
lost
in my
to
mind. Here's a few more
0-3, right?
disappointments.
Yeah.
We'll move
Oh
on.
my
But it's
God,
go
I need
small.
to go to worlds,
So
dude.
this is the first time they actually did well because they like to keep you on the hook,
This
right?
looks good. This looks
Yeah,
great.
this is KT Rolls to Arrows in Busan. It was amazing. It was great. Then there was the super team.
Yeah.
Laura and I remember this team very, very fondly.
The super team I really love because I actually saw them win against Griffin in Seoul, and then we know what happened after that. It was one of the years where KT
Well, that-
actually
okay,
opened the checkbook
Yuka was
because
playing
they
mid.
wanted
It
to
wasn't,
recover from
Pawn,
the previous
right?
disappointment.
For
A
that
very
super team.
expensive bot lane here. We were favorites. They were favorites rather to win the tournament, and then IG happened.
There was
as
some
we know.
insider
and
info.
I was in the crowd for
I
this,
heard that
actually sitting with the
KT
Korean
is
KT
very
fans.
good.
They were so
That you
nice,
should be
and we were all
100% excited that
unified
KT
in
wins
crying
and plays today.
disappointment, and then I had to go interview Ning, so I had to wipe
Dude,
those
Gen
tears
G.
off my face.
Fuck, man, they
This
look
was last
so
year.
good.
Laura and I were actually on the desk together,
I know.
watching them fall to JDG together as Isaac was looming over us, laughing.
In person, front row seats.
Yeah.
was great.
So we've seen a lot of
Honestly,
disappointment.
though, a lot of the things you are describing, I actually do relate to. As a North
You can't be out of
American fan.
material already,
I
dude.
kinda
I'm always
feel
out of
a lot
material.
of these emotions that you're talking about.
Right?
And it's
Alright.
actually making me more thoroughly,
wait,
no,
wait,
hold on.
Kobe,
definitively
don't.
We thought you.
Scientists in Taiwan develop serum. Like, oh my
Get him!
God, dude.
Get him!
No, Emily, no, please. I'm sorry. I won't say it. Emily,
What the
I promise,
fuck?
I
They're
promise.
adding sound
I won't
effects?
do it. Okay. Sorry.
What the hell?
All right.
Can you calm down?
All right.
Please.
I think we settled it.
There's one team you can get excited about, though. It is CFO on the other side of the rift. They
What?
had an amazing year so far. They're the only
Fun
team
gray hair
once again,
back.
who made it to all the international tournaments.
Looney
this year,
Tunes
and they
as
have been
broadcast.
smashing
It
it.
was like Looney
I mean,
Tunes.
they really impressed at first stand, and then at MSI, they pushed T1 to 5 games. And then here at Worlds, they beat T1 in the Swiss stage in the best of 1 again. This team is really.
Oh, I'm
gaining
gonna
a
miss
lot
Chronicler.
of
I already
fans
missed Chronicler,
because
dude.
They have really threatened these top teams.
And it has been emotional for their regional casters as well. Again,
Chronicler
the
is so-
first
so
time
good.
In 10 years, a team from this region makes it to quarterfinals. So I want to check out the casters' reaction because, cutting onions that
Oh.
day.
我们等了很久，
Oh, this is fucking JR. Yeah, dude. And
我们
Zod.
曾经跌落谷底，很痛，很多人笑我们是傻子，
A lot of people mock us for being
但我
fools.
们傻傻的相信
So we foolishly believed, hoped
会再次的
that we bloom once again. Oh my God.
中信飞姆利，我们的英雄，带我们再次看到希望的光芒。
And you could hear how they're choking up the last time that we
Oh,
saw
man.
a
That also be
LCP
delusion is
TS
10% what
LMS team
Europe
in
and
quarters,
NA
as mentioned,
delusion is.
was that Flash
Uh,
Wolves team that kind of everyone fell
Yo,
in love
Ursa,
with
we're cheering for
back in
CFO.
2015
Well,
as
actually, we're
the
excited about
greatest
KT,
hope
but we're
for
cheering for
this
CFO.
region, and it's meant so much to see
Yeah,
CFO
so
do
advanced,
so
but
well
it
on
seems
the
real. Like a
There's the
strategy.
old.
Oh
look
my
at Steak.
Oh.
Steak with the hair. Young Maple, who, as we already know, is here at this tournament.
Such fond memories
Yeah,
of this
no,
team.
this team was so fun. And CFO are kind of carrying that legacy, right? And I think it really, really starts with Doggo, who, you know, went through it in the LPL, looked pretty shaky, now is having an amazing year with the CFO team.
Yeah, LCP Doggo. is way
CFO,
better than
after,
LPL Doggo. It's crazy.
we beat
And they're
FlyQuest.
paying respects to Flash Wolves at every chance they get. They
Yeah.
keep flashing the emotes. I love that. But Doggo, his play has been what has actually garnered them a lot of other international fans.
Jose
that are
never
not
beat
LCP
Curry,
fans
though.
originally, because he's so
Fuck.
aggressive. He plays with no fear
Uh,
ever. He's constantly going in people's faces.
As if they
He's
didn't
solo
play
players. He's
Kevin
playing
talking about
Draven
sweaty
with
ass.
Hextech.
This is why I'm not a caster, dude. JR's talking about like,
Absolutely
oh, the
popping
hope
off.
we
That's
had,
exactly
people
what
laughed
Shawi,
at
their
us.
coach, wanted
But
when he
CFO's
built
the
this
heroes. I'm like,
roster, and
oh,
actually
my
shots
asshole's about to
caught up to
explode.
him
Like,
right
there's a
before
huge
getting
difference. His words were beautiful. Mine were horrible.
It's a historical day for
Jose
CFO
Diodo or
and for their
Disamis?
coach, Charlie. And the
Jose,
first question
probably?
I want to ask you is, how is everybody feeling with all the excitement in the air for this super important matchup?
We're actually pretty calm because
Dude, don't talk.
I
Yeah,
always tell the
don't talk
players
shit
to
about
just
lore,
enjoy
dude. What the fuck?
the moment,
Wait,
and
shut up,
we're
shut up,
just
shut up,
right
shut up.
now just enjoying being in the quarterfinals.
Lovely. The story has been going around that you were casting the team and said, call me, I want to help you out. Can you tell me what it was about this group of players that you found so special and that you in coaching them have discovered to find so unique?
So when I first joined this team, I wanted players who are not afraid to fight, because there's no way any region like ours can beat the top teams from LCK or LPL if we play normally or follow their footsteps. So we're trying to create a team that aren't afraid to take fights, and also we're gonna do some crazy ban picks. That's how we managed to have CFO 2025.
I see. And you have attended every international tournament this year. Is this also the reason you think that your team has been able to get to heights that the region hasn't been able to get to for several years?
I feel like another thing that made us succeed this year was we really enjoy the whole process, like the training, the games on stage. We enjoy every moment. So for the players, even if we lose or we make a mistake, everyone is actually enjoying the moments, and we learn from all the mistakes that we did.
I think we've seen that because you've always come back stronger.
True,
You're up versus KT now, and you've gone in very close matches versus LCK teams, notably, of course, T1 in that best of 5. So what do you think is going to make the difference today, and what as a coach do you really need to see from your guys to win today?
I feel like, first of all, BDD, I'm also a fan of BDD.
Yeah.
I have been watching him for a long time, and he hasn't gotten the success that he should have. So
True.
it's kind of crazy for me because I want my team to win, but I also want BDD to do well.
Yeah.
So, but we'll do our best. Hopefully we get through the laning phase and play the map well. Hopefully we'll beat KT.
Okay. Thank you and good luck. And
Thank you very much.
I'm glad you mentioned it about BDD because BDD is also Honkyu's favorite player, and we're sending a spotlight to them in our featured matchup presented by Mercedes-Benz.
Dude, I feel the same way. I want CFO to shit on KT, but BDD to look good.
Today in the
Yo,
featured
thanks for the
matchup
prime sub,
presented by
Ravi.
Mercedes-Benz,
Yo, CFO,
BDD
let's
and
go.
HonQ will face off in a clash of generations. Korea's powerhouse versus the fearless prodigy. For HonQ, this is more than a game.
Because I agree with it.
For the young PCS mid laner, BDD is an idol, dreaming of the day he
No,
could stand
I
across
didn't
from
see
him
that.
on the world stage.
Wait, when the fuck did that happen?
Now that wish has come true. HonQ's sharp laning and explosive early game leads CFO through the Swiss stage to reach the knockouts, a milestone no PCS team has achieved in years.
As Whippo able to make his way out, but Doggo finds that last act. Supreme display of talent doesn't work at all. CFO are gonna do it after 10 years, making it to the top 8 here at Worlds 2025.
Across the rift, BDD is the calm
On LOL
core
Esports
of
Instagram.
KT
Is it the
Rise.
teaser trailer
This clutch
for
plays in the shocking
the
win
match?
over Gen G
'Cause it's gonna play,
defining
right?
KT's run.
It's a hype video? Oh, okay, then you don't need a link because we're gonna watch it here. Yeah, we'll just wait. Yeah. No, I thought it was a different one. I thought you were talking about
Will
something else.
CFO's unshakable spirit pull off another miracle, or will KT's precision and synergy crush the dream and march confidently towards the semi-finals?
I didn't watch it, so it'll be my first time crying on stream.
And BDD is such a staple of this KT team. He is a primary reason why they're here. But I do want to point out, these teams kind of have opposite strengths, right, Kobe? Because as Laura and I know, sometimes KT, they like to contest early objectives when they don't necessarily have itemization, or maybe some sums are down, or maybe the team isn't unified or don't have TP advantage.
And
as
early
you
and
can see, it's
getting late?
reflected
Well, that's
in
the
these
opposite
early
of
game stats.
CFO.
However, late game, that's when you
Yo,
really,
Joel,
really
what's
see
up?
BDD, the rest of the team really start to show up in these 5v5 fights. I also want to shout out Cuz, especially in their road to get here in that Gen G series that they did end up winning in the upper bracket. So, but CFO, they have a really strong early.
But
Yeah, it has been kind of like
okay, yeah, it's a hype
mismatched
video. It's a hype
areas
video.
of strengths kind of for these two teams. Doctum even talked about it in his interview
Perfect
after
under
some of
7
these KT
kills.
games where he was like, yeah,
Dude, I don't know if
our-
Perfect's gonna
our
get
early
1
game
kill.
has not been very good, but we're really building towards these mid and late game team fights. And
Oh,
KT has had a
shit.
strength there, whereas CFO in the games that they have lost,
Oh.
it has been around their approaches to some of these late game objectives. You know, sometimes it's like one player takes a substantial amount of damage pre-objective, or they don't have the vision to actually approach it correctly, and so it is a little bit scary.
I
for
mean, I'm
CFO
excited
if
for
that's a
KT.
mismatch with KT.
Yeah,
How
that's
many
what makes
times
it
I'm
hard to
excited for
anticipate
KT
this
to
matchup.
lose?
Expect the unexpected,
Excited,
I
excited,
think,
excited, excited,
is the case
excited.
here. I want to know what fans have voted here at MasterCard GG on X. They are curling the match for CFO with 52.9% of the
Whoa,
vote.
CFO's
They
favored?
understood
The
the
fans
assignment.
understood the assignment. Thank you
Barely.
very much.
What the
Yeah,
fuck?
It's a little too close for
CFO
comfort, to be
3-0?
honest.
Oh my god! Why
But yeah,
waste
thank you
Tago?
for picking CFO.
Absolutely, 5 games here to prove it all and earn your ticket for
I
the
know,
next
but, like, I
round
thought
for KT.
fans
It's about
just
breaking
vote
that curse and
KT,
finally
KT,
making it to
KT.
semifinals. And CFO,
Don't
it is
get
about
to be a
earning their
Nightmare sub,
legacy.
so we
It
team
is time
WE.
to kick off our second 2025 Worlds quarterfinals.
Dude, you're lost. This ain't no fucking bottom half LPL groups. Oh, this is the video. Shut up, shut up,
星
shut up.
星淬炼于往昔，
Okay.
或暗而生，或蛰伏而出。
Papa Smithy, damn.
And Longshu Gaming are going to Worlds. Is academic, immaculate, and undefeated
Oh.
Longshu and a storm
Longshu.
through Group B.
제가 그때 롱주 게이밍에서 T1을 이기고 월드에 진출했을 때는 꿈 같았던 것 같아요. 인터넷에서만 보던 선수들을 실제로 봐가지고 되게 신기했던 것 같습니다. BDD 선수와 2017년도에 있을 때는 제가 항상 배우는 입장이었고 도움을 많이 받았습니다. 그때 아마 막내였었거든요. 그래서 형들한테 되게 좀 잘 융화돼야지 이런 느낌이었다면
That's right. Oh shit.
2017년도 때
That Longju team. Fuck.
프로로서의 준비가 하나도 안 됐다고 생각합니다.
BDD 与 COS 2017年，他们被誉为 LCK 新生代之星，但乍响的春雷却归于平静。转眼数年，8强仍是潜能翻越的关山。当期望已烫下记号，你又将如何破局，另创新章
You force only emerges.
进到8强的话，就是非常开心吧。
Oh, I'm so ready, dude. Please give it to me,
也
CFO.
重返这个赛区，让我们能重新回到比较强大的舞台，就是需要证明自己嘛。
因为这是我第1年打1级联赛，我能够进入到8强，就是非常的开心，非常的期待。
CFO 赛区的新生之望，但青出于蓝，便要胜于蓝。
我觉得这 KT 这支队伍就是玩得非常的稳健吧，就是防守做得非常好。我一直都很崇拜你 BDD 选手，但是我相信我们这个队伍可以更进步，可能爬得更高一些。
On cue, let's
KT
go.
能否吹散旧日阴霾，迎接曙光？
작년보다 올해는 제 실력에 확신을 가지게 되고 게임이 더 잘 풀린다고 느껴졌습니다. 홍큐 선수, 제가 우상이라고 들었는데 제가 어떻게 이 자리에
Let me
올라왔는지
show you what it takes to be
보여드리겠습니다.
calm. What is such a dope line? Damn!
KT
Oh, fuck, man.
CFO Give your heart and earn your legacy.
Oh, fuck me. Dude. Woo! Dude, these fucking trailers are fucking sick! I heard I'm your idol, let me show you what it takes to become one or some shit. Dude, that's a fucking dope line, dude. That's fucking banger. God damn.
全球的英雄联盟粉丝们，大家好，欢迎来到上海梅赛德斯奔驰文化中心，一起见证2025全球总决赛8强赛。今晚我们将共同来揭晓，到底哪支战队能够与金曲会师争夺通往成都的门票。上海，让我们热烈欢呼，迎接今晚的对决 ，KT 对阵 CFO。
Let's go!
Here we go, ready for our
Oh my god, scores there! Dude, I was like, dude, this. God damn, man, because you feel so bad sending him home. Show me what's good, Daddy Doggo. Dude, Doggo's about to show the world, man. He's about to show the world, dude.
5 feet behind us coming in. They are looking.
Dude, if CFO wins it, I'm gonna fucking feast, dude.
I feel like this series is gonna be such a treat because it feels very hard to predict. Both teams really have shown us some impressive stuff so far.
You could tell me any scoreline from this series, and I would believe you. It feels like this could really break either way. And as you say, it's like KT going through 3-0, looking absolutely fantastic. But on the opposite side, CFO,
dude,
a breakout year for these guys.
Let's get ready, guys. Let's get ready. I'm ready. I'm ready. I'm ready. I'm ready.
To the quarterfinals and see if they can keep that legacy alive of the Korean Killers.
And for players like Hongkyu, you were 8 the last time your region made it to the quarterfinals. Now inspired, you are 18, you are trying to take them further than they have been since 2012, since TPA were able to claim that world championship. On the other side, you've got KT, who always seem to struggle when it comes to the quarterfinals.
Yeah, and they have to get past a region that didn't exist in Season 2. Yeah. The only time their region actually went past the quarterfinals back in that second Worlds ever. So it is going to be pretty incredible. I do think you have a pretty massive task here for CFO, though, when you're looking at strength versus strength. You know, Hongkyu and Junja, people that you really want to focus on this CFO lineup.
If Doggo's a champion with a dash, he'll be barking. True, dude.
Over on the other side, and BDD on his day, I truly believe is the best mid laner in the world.
The production, I'm just going to say it again, dude. World production this year has been fucking amazing, dude. Like, this camera shit, it's just like, oh my god, dude, look at the teams, dude. Look at them play. God damn.
Opportunity here to go to World semifinals.
That Dokdam is praying. Oh, please, Doggo, please go easy on me.
I mean, so many times they haven't actually found their footing in the early stages, and it's BDD.
That man is scary. This man right here is a little scary. I'm not gonna lie. This is what I want. If I could control everything, I would want CFO to win 3-0, but I would want BDD to look good. Like, as he's losing, I would want him to be like, 10-0, but the rest of the team was like 0-10.
The later stages of the game, and he's also a player who has a lot of
creativity. We have a supporter only chat. Dude, do you see half the chat? I don't know, man. Most people talk shit. Most people are excited for KT. I think it's okay to be excited for KT. Number one rule KT is don't get hyped, get hyped. Believe in KT, and they'll downfall.
Be able to play Sion this entire tournament for the rest of it. But I am very curious to see if
CFO supporter. Yeah, that's why Tatu's smart.
Things like Corki, which he has been so incredible.
Yunara, Sion, Kiana banned. That is crazy, dude. Oh, we're also crazy. Triple mid ban.
Does mean we have things like the Wukong that have been so highly prized as a jungler.
Yeah, there's the Wukong. Makes sense.
It does feel like Wukong.
The other one I would think of. Okay, Aurora Vi is available. I don't know if the one to go Jarvan. Xin Zhao's also good.
we
Yep, I'm fine with that. Perfect, perfect.
So a lot of the OPs that are up and available.
You get a good mid laner, you get a decent jungler, you give up Wukong. I think that's a good trade.
Rumble also up. I would think you're going to get probably Rumble plus the mid lane answer.
Okay, they're going to get Rumble Talia. Do we go Galio? I think Galio would be a pretty good option right here.
They've loved this kind of Wukong Rumble pairing when they're able to get their hands on it. I think
unless if they want to go something else like Alistar or Corki, I mean, like, those are the only other options I could think of.
It looks like comfort already for KT, and do CFO now just rounded out with an answer in the top lane, or do they want to try and solidify that AD carry for Doggo before that pinch starts?
Bad news?
I would honestly love
to see them mess up. This is pretty good.
Ornn,
I'm fine with Ornn too. Galio, Ornn, same shit.
Style, and it is going to be the Ornn. So we're going to have matched roles. Fairly predictable draft, through the first 3 on both sides. I think both
the other options that are available that are strong is probably, AD carry.
Weird, I think, because I'm curious.
CFO has to go. Yeah, CFO has to go to top 4.
Rather than the meta.
You're right. CFO has to go to semis.
How concerned are you about things like Draven, especially because CFO is on the red side, or will KT just go something a bit
Corki's
more
available. That's pretty strong. I mean, Corki Doggo is pretty good.
Great opportunity because
Alistar's also available if they want to get rid of that.
Marksman very, very well, and I feel like his job should be to neutralize bot lane.
Oh, yeah, they're going to ban Nautilus.
Moving it around the map in the early game, getting strong leads, and then just being able to siege really effectively. And
Talia counters Aurora. BB is a Talia main, yeah, but still, like, the draft-wise is perfectly fine.
Caitlyn is an opportunity here for KT.
Yeah, especially when you think towards what KT would like here, something that can contest on mid-wave, try and keep pressure so then you can have this Talia operate on side lanes, and then use that strength.
I think Aurora and Zhao is a better trade.
That are nice and
I think first 3 is perfectly fine for CFO.
Rumble, especially towards those dragon objectives as this game goes on.
I wonder if
they have to ban Kaiju Nico. Makes sense. Alistar's also banned. I thought that might be a thing.
You could also just go Leona. It feels like Rel is the obvious pick over on the other side, so I thought they might have tried to go, Alistar on 4 as a bit of a pre-denial. Karma would be interesting. They don't necessarily need hard engage from support because they do have.
I don't hate the Karma pick, but I do hate Karma.
They're more looking for that primary engage.
I don't know if they want to pick Rel Leona here or just pick Corki and just have a better AD carry.
With Doggo, which I think fits their style, because in my mind, CFO's bot lane kind of has to go ballistic for them to win the series.
Yeah, this to me says that they want. Oh, I was about to say,
I'm fine with that.
You want to try and have Karma Ezreal in case that Caitlyn ends up coming through and you've already got an answer. But the Corki already a great lane neutralizer. Doggo's been fantastic on it. It makes
Rumble will stomp lane. No. Ornn is good into Rumble.
As to how you want to try and operate.
I really would like to see something along the lines of the Rel here. I just feel like having that setup alongside the Rumble here, alongside the Talia, having that hard engage to be able to set up the seismic sub, set up the equalizer, I do feel like is really strong. Yes, you have the Wukong, but I feel like Wukong generally works better kind of as that secondary engage or engaging at the same time.
Yeah, follow-up engage.
And when you have the Ezreal, yes, you can play like Ezreal Karma and that sort of style for lane dominant, but you can also just leave that Ezreal alone.
Braum, not bad.
And instead, it's going to be more of a neutralizing pick here. Braum
maybe we should have picked Braum. I don't know,
Ornn,
but it's fine.
So that is probably more what they're thinking about.
Yeah, it just gives you so much value into that Call of the Forge God, the Unbreakable.
If they want to go Rel, I think Rel would probably be the best option here.
Alongside that, Braum is okay at following up engages. If the Wukong goes in, you're jumping with a stab beside me next to him.
I'm not a big fan of the Renata hover.
Onto the team around him, and then you have the follow-up from the Talia and the Rumble if you want it. CFO now looking towards their support. That counter pick for Kaiwing, it's the Nami.
Oh, so Nami, okay.
If Kaiwing had ever played Nami, I would have said, nah, man, that's a loss. It's a free
Bard? I'm not a big fan of the Bard.
He's actually really leveled up his game on these enchanters.
Yeah, it does mean, though, for CFO operating in team fights, they really need to be careful on how they use
these
double ultimates on the Ornn and the Nami, because Braum can get a ton of value on them in
CFO has the better pick.
Especially when I'm looking at KT.
Isn't Nami bad into Braum? No, it's not that bad.
Strong. Double Triforce if you want to. The Sunder Sky even for the Wukong if you want to operate on that build.
Because if you can't block the bubble, you'll just like automatically activate onto yourself.
If CFO aren't careful about their team fights, KT can snowball off of this single item.
They absolutely can, but at the same time, Nami obviously really strong laner here, and this is going to give them a lot of power.
Tivas really good scaling.
Unless you
pretty good front line. I don't know how effective this Ezreal's going to be.
Really be that scared.
The way KT wants to win is if they can catch someone out of position.
Play, with this Corki, he's like.
But I think that CFO's draft is pretty hard to catch one person out.
He can then
punish,
flash, Valk, etc. out and punish people who are going in. And with the Nami, being able to buff you up, that is going to be even more powerful. So excited to see what kind of an advantage they can actually build here.
Have our eyes down towards.
All right, let's go, CFO.
the real breakout star of the tournament. He's been impressive from time to time in the past.
I think this is fine. I think this is a pretty good draft.
I think a lot of people started to realize who he was as a player, but at this tournament, so far, one of the best AD carries we've seen.
And it's not the
yeah,
first
that's
time
true.
we
Also,
talked about
Nami
this,
does
right?
make
Back when he was on
Doggo
Beyond
way
Gaming,
better.
It was Doggo that made a name for himself at these international tournaments, so much so he got picked up by Billy
see that?
Gaming, ended up moving
They just
across
flashed the
towards,
KT at me.
Prime.
Is the broadcast cheering for KT? Yes,
Doggo
I
was
believe.
fantastic. Unfortunately, he wasn't able to find that success in the LPL. But hang on a second, as maybe in trouble here as we move through.
Yeah, a bit of invade coming out from KT. Doggo will be forced away. Third volley from BDD means that Doggo doesn't have to be worried about something like
I got
seismic shot.
W first. It's not that bad.
And in the end, CFO were able to walk away.
And this is that same bot lane that they actually used against AL. You know, using that Corki plus the Nami.
Yeah, I was about to say, you don't want to fight this level 1 against Braum.
In that one. And so I'm excited to see them take some of these risks. Like, is it a risk?
Nice,
yes, of course
nice
it is.
trade.
Playing something like the Nami, you can get preyed on if Wukong gets down there.
Good Nami, good Nami.
The Braum, concussive stun, you're stunned up, you can get knocked down. It's harder to play around vision, but you drafted for Engage on that top side, and though you're talking about it,
Why does Nami not have any health pods?
There's a lot of value that the Braum can get, you know, from against this Ornn and Nami.
Did you put a pink ward down somewhere?
That is, you can kind of stagger them, right? So you can throw out the Nami ult, and then if that Braum shield is used, well, guess what? Then it opens the door for that Ornn one to kind of follow up afterwards. So it's like you can kind of look at it in two different ways.
You buy a pink ward instead of health
even
pods?
different angles is also like if you can get Driver coming in on a flank or something like that. I think
that's
kind of
crazy.
It's just more about making sure then that you are able to get access. Because again, I think if you hit that one item spike for KT, being able to put pressure. Oh well, I was gonna say if you had the Caitlyn, you could put more pressure on mid lane. But
we know where Cuz is starting, so we know he's starting top side, and we have a ward on his Raptors as well. So we have really good vision control.
Interestingly, as Kaiwing and Doggo are forced back a little bit here.
Okay, Peter uses a heal really early on. That's fine. That's fine.
Going to be using that ebb and flow to heal them up through the wave. Also has that summon Airy, which does give you.
I don't know where the support potions went.
When you're buffing an ally, Docdam and Peter do have the level 2 first.
I don't know if he bought a pink ward instead of buying health pods. I don't think he used both health pods.
Like I was checking.
I don't think he was ever in a situation where he needed to use health pods.
But I went back and yeah, he just didn't actually buy any potions. So, you know, he's going to have a little bit more money when he.
Oh, he just did not buy anything. He's just up 100 gold.
Of course, if you're trading heavily, it can definitely
what
be
the
very
fuck?
risky.
Importantly as well, getting that Bandle Glass Mirror early.
Kaiwing just did not buy a health pot.
A mana regeneration gives you more sustain, so I can understand the idea of I can save a little bit of gold now. If I can get that 100 gold earlier, actually gives us much more power in the lane.
I was going to say, even if they're going for the redemption build, like we've seen every support essentially just trying to cheat. How much gold can I put in towards that item, right? Like
it's Item Sensor all over
exactly,
again,
yeah. And like we're going for the free boots now. We don't even care about roaming because
yeah, okay.
300 gold that we can put in towards the redemption buy. And the whole point is, hey, we hit that first time in Atacon, and suddenly we can actually turn a big fight there thanks to that item.
So you're telling me the junglers should be leashing for the supports?
Exactly.
Yeah. The caster just said he's never. The Kaiwing didn't buy 2 items.
I mean, this world's
he didn't buy the 2 health pots. I mean,
Worlds. You know, you have
he just bought the support item and then fucked off.
It was because Scuttlecrab bite Peter,
is this even good?
Knocked up, almost
the flip! This is actually kind of bad. Ginger still alive though. Okay, Dokdam splashes forward. Honkai splashes over the wall. Oh, Cuz.
On the chase.
Oh, fuck!
The kill in the jungle. 2-1 KT.
That's the fight that we were hoping to see in this series coming through
God
already.
Damn.
Over a Scuttle Crab, everyone arrives, but it's KT who are able to get 2 off the back of this.
Yeah, and Dokdam walks away with double buffs on the Ezreal here. We talked about how you're drafting to try to get this dual lane ahead. And Dokdam is going to be in such a good position now. Got the early kill plus the assist, has double buffs, and the wave is pushing away from the Corki. So it is looking difficult. I do wonder, you know, if Driver might go towards bot, you could send Corki top, try to change things around. Peter here got very aggressive, flashed in, flashed straight up onto Junja. Went a bit too early, let's be honest. And so he does end up going down, but the fight still looked very
the bubble's
good
okay.
for KT. They moved over first. They really were putting so much pressure on in this fight, and Honkyu just couldn't really get anything going.
A question I had in my mind coming into this
they got double buffs from that.
Are KT? It has been 12 days since they last played a game at Worlds. They have only played 4 games at Worlds so far. And I think, although it is only the first fight, we see still where they shine, that skirmishing, that team fight, working out well for KT. Although, perhaps slightly odd that it's in the early game where they tend to struggle.
So Doggo is moving top. This is what I was talking about. I mean, the bot wave was absolutely screwed after that. So, you know, Doctum gets a kill. The wave is really bad for you.
We're
So
going to try to lane swap and save it.
On bot side. You can see 500 plus gold lead. So Driver is basically going to sacrifice to the team. Driver's saying, you know what? I will take the terrible wave. You go top, collect this wave that is pushing in towards me. They know they need to keep Doggo into a good spot, but it is a really concerning start just because it's not just about those kills, it's about the fallout afterwards.
And that will be the Dragon, right?
Yeah, I mean, I think, what?
He just clears in towards Dragon. He's going to be able to take that
one
flip. Up, and you've already got an 80
bullshit.
Carry to keep that
No, I think Corky's a much better 80 carry than Ezreal.
Playing for team fights is going to be fantastic for the style of composition that they have.
And that wave is still frozen against Driver, so he's actually, as they go up, he's going to try to run down and fix that wave, and he will be able to get it pushed in, thankfully.
He gets the shove in, nice. Okay, we give Dragon though, that's fine.
Not involved in the bot river skirmish, so does still have his flash, has his TP. But for the moment, KT
this is all fine. It's like their early game is probably better than ours.
Stacking those up, and we talked about one-item spikes for KT. Having this small early game lead just accelerates you towards them even quicker, and that's why I like early Dragon stacking, because you know 1-item, 2-item spikes is when you're fighting for that soul.
Yeah, and especially as you start to now reset for Cuz, you'll be able to move in towards top side.
Okay, let's see how strong this Rumble is.
In a minute and a half, he's going to be in a fairly good spot. Hits level 6 just before that happens, and it's kind of that little bit of an early advantage that is setting you up very, very nicely for this. But Junja wants to try and get on towards perfect in this top side.
Perfect. Use the equalizer earlier on. Doggo just holding him away from the wave. It will be a 3v1.
Yeah, I mean, the issue is the wave is pushing towards perfect, so there's no pressure on him, you know? When you see those range minions stacking, yeah, it's annoying. You're going to lose a little bit, but you're getting the XP, and eventually it will flex and come to you. So you just have to play that safe, and you can see that Peter's actually going to TP top. They're just going to TP perfect down towards bot to collect that wave.
Wow, he's going straight from top to bot TP.
Basically that the CFO did earlier. They're going to give Doctam this stacked up wave to keep pushing him ahead to try to match this 2v2 when he's already on
shove the wave in perfect. Nice, nice, nice.
Yeah, and also I love the defensive
well
vision
done.
That's there for
I think this is all
KT
good.
Well. Like they have this ward that's just sitting over towards their Gromp, and it's been able to spot out like any time Honku started to shift across, if there's some sort of dive that was there. So just already KT very aware of the type of plays that CFO like to make in these early stages to garner these leads.
For the moment, both teams willing just to accept these waves. The wave stays kind of just sitting where they are. You have a few
it's only Ezreal that's a little bit ahead, but it's fine. Like I don't think Ezreal should get ahead. If he's not ahead, then he's just like not as good.
In mid and the push in top, so they can just play immediately for those drops.
Yeah, the big edge is that Driver still has his TP, right? He's actually held on to that where perfect TP down towards bot side. So I do want to see
Driver's gonna be so tanky.
These grubs. They should play aggressively for them.
They have like 3.5 AP.
Teleport, but Cuz has gotten here so early, he's likely to just be able to sneak one grub away. And then honestly, as KT, you don't really care what happens after that. Sure, you'd like to get more, but you definitely don't have to.
He's going to smite it to get the first one. KT can look to see if they want to take the fight because of the push up towards that top side. They will force Junja back. Weaver's walking.
There it is. Okay.
From Junja as he looks for the re-engage.
Nice ult. Corky's not here though. Corky's not here. Okay, we get a Honku ulti. Oh, fuck.
Already takes down one. Doggo so late to this battle.
Oh my god, he jumps over, but
to the gloves, call to the forge.
Huge two-man. Again. Huge knock-up, Driver.
Driver and Honku forcing another kill in.
Oh my god.
Turn onto Doggo, across the
shit.
And BDD still so healthy.
Shit.
Honku trying to dissuade the enemy mid from getting on towards his backline. Cuz going in.
Oh my god, they're so low.
Kaiwing does 2 and
Honku's so low. Honku's on flash.
Doctam still looking for more. Honku dodges away, and in the end, a 1-for-1 exchange.
Holy fuck!
The problem is they're losing a lot on that bot side here. They're losing plates, they're losing minions.
Oh, Rumble wasn't even fucking there though.
Driver
that's a bad fight.
Late with the TP if he was gonna actually do it, and Doggo wasn't even a part of the beginning of that fight. So even though there was technically the man advantage, the fight was very disjointed from CFO.
And a lot of that was perfect, chasing the Ornn out, so he actually couldn't TP for an incredibly long time. So you already get this focus on towards Junja.
Yeah, Junja lives, tanks a lot of damage though.
Slow portion of the fight, but as this TP comes through, they've already gotten one, and honestly, a couple more of these skill shots landing, it could have been a very different story. Cuz gets out, but watch Driver here. Doctam misses one Mystic shot there that could have actually been the kill on the Driver as he starts to step away. CFO were able to get one back. Doggo goes a bit too far here. And BDD on the back of this misses the side.
I mean, I believe in CFO winning, dude.
Another kill. So realistically, CFO lucky that they managed to get away with how this went.
Yeah, and honestly, it would have been a game ender. Like, they could have gotten all 3 of those kills, and then that's probably all she wrote. The game will, of course, go on, but still, it is fantastic for KT. You're down a man, you get a grub, you get plates, you create this.
You gotta watch out.
Perfect,
We gotta help that we scale better.
Off of driver, so
My house, my cars, cars, both. God damn, Dex.
Managing to get 2 grubs out of it in the end as
They
well.
should be favorites. Yeah, I think so. I think CFO should be favorites.
Required 4 feet of strength. Next Drake in 30 seconds. Yet to see that Trinity Force for the Ezreal. I'm sure KT will be trying to funnel as much gold into him as possible to get him there before the next Drake fight. But there's a Triforce on Cuz, and on the other side, it's still mostly
I'm fucking
components
sweating, man.
Sky for Junja. It's also, do you really want to contest this if you're CFO? Flash this on your Corki. You have that Triforce now complete onto Cuz. And you've got push on bottom lane. I feel like this is really difficult to contest, where KT can focus down some of your key carries, and Driver doesn't have that teleport.
Yeah, I mean, it's a tough question, right? Feats will also
we're
go
missing
over
a lot of
if you
those
lose it,
rockets.
right? And losing Feats this early also feels really rough.
Okay.
I agree. KT definitely has the better positioning. They have push on bot. They have
I
push on
feel
mid.
like KT can
They're
lose
there
against
first, with the vision
Secret
set.
Whales. They almost
Junja's around,
did,
so
right?
CFO are
Secret Whales did pretty well against
considering it,
KT.
but it's going to be so tough to work your way in.
Basically no flashes on either side as well. There's 3 available in the game. Perfect, Peter, and Junja. Sorry, and Honkyu.
Should be. They already show
So
CFO the
Drake
favorites.
taken by
Well, I just mean like historically, like Korea's always been like the better region, right? Oh my god, what's going on here? Junja's still alive? Junja's taking so much damage though. He's still in there. He's still alive. Oh wait, Doggo. Oh, Honkyu went down.
Forced away.
KT looking confident in these early skirmishes. Peter once again with the aggressive
1 for 2 trade,
flash
not great.
to set up KT for a boatload of gold off the back.
I mean, it's great for KT, but this time I don't really understand CFO going for it. We talked
Yeah,
about
I don't think CFO needed to fight that.
If you're not even going to bring down the Ornn, then how are you going to be able to actually out-team fight in a 4v5 with worse setup, with worse condition as far as your summoners and your carries are concerned as well? I mean, Ornn is top. He's not even moving, right? It's never really going to work out.
Yeah.
You can see Peter again just
wow,
goes
that fucking
aggressive.
Braum ult
Braum
stopped
obviously not
Honkyu
a
from
great
jumping
primary
out. That's
engage, but both the early
crazy.
Scuttle fight and this fight, he's just flashing in, throwing up the Unbreakable, and even though he goes down, they're committing so much to him that you're never going to win the fight out afterwards.
And now you have a 4-kill Wukong that is going to be devastating in these
It's a
fights.
BO5.
This
It's a
stage, you kinda
BO5,
get to
so we still have
snowball a lot
plenty of
these
time
leads,
to
'cause when
get
you go up
good.
towards these next few fights, that's where you can now have the advantages as you move forward.
Yeah, I mean, like, so if you want to say like historically Korea's always better, then yeah, you know, you can say KT are favorites.
Blessing on him. The 3 Talon Strike can do a lot of work, but right now it's such a big hole that CFO find themselves
Because
in.
CFO's never beaten a Korean team. Okay, T1 that one time.
Waiting for Doggo.
That's why if you want to argue KT are the favorites, you could.
Accelerated. All of a sudden, you don't really need a lot of.
I think it's good. I think this is a really good matchup for CFO and KT.
It's going to be more than enough to mean that Doggo and Honkyu basically can't play, right? You just drop it on their head, you fly in, and they're going to have to get out of there, if not just outright die. Not to even mention, True Shot Barrage can come in over the top. There's so many extra tools that could be there.
CFO?
We're
cheering for CFO.
This fed.
And I think honestly, KT
How you doing, man?
with a very good game plan of hey.
I don't know if you're cheering for
like to go
CFO.
these aggressive plays towards side lanes in the early stages to get.
Honkyu is up in
jump
CS.
ahead
He's
and
up in
try and
items
play for
too.
that. With KT, they came in, they attacked bot lane, stopped Doggo from getting the lead. Then they had defensive wards on that top side to prevent any sort of plays.
Okay, Driver got his first MR item, so he'll be tanky against Braum, Kalia, Rumble.
These early spikes we were talking about.
Absolutely, and I just feel like CFO, you know, it's been less about the play in the skirmishes.
I had a good day. No. My day's just starting, dude.
Having the proper setup. Even when
starting now.
They weren't able to
if CFO loses, I'll have a very bad day.
They shouldn't even be trying. You know, they're going in anyway. So it just feels like they're trying to force it, and Honky's in trouble.
Let's see, yeah, dude. Ooh, okay. Oh, use a TP.
They get the summoner out of Driver, that's all they're really looking for. Now you can see the pings going on Rift Herald. It's like, okay, we can have a man advantage on the top side. Driver has to stay bot. We reset perfect down towards this bottom side, and then we can go for that Herald. Still a long time before anything on the bot side spawns.
Are you from? Japan.
5 on the Archon as Kaiwing's chunked out by Doc Damp. And in the end, he will just dash across that wall.
And look at the map. No one was even moving towards topside, so that's more minions that are going to be falling.
We
here.
changed teams.
CFO,
No, dude.
Up there, so they're gonna
hell no.
those wave states.
Dead ass, yeah, dead ass,
really
dude.
Happy to just take these.
Why would I lie about
Peter
that?
Now has the redemption complete. You can see
referral spawn
done there for BDD. So all of these major spikes have now come in for
okay,
KT.
good mid prio.
And you can see the consequences of Driver TPing for the save. He now has to walk up. Actually looks like we're going to have Perfect moving
okay,
up.
Cuz is up a bit.
They did just want to have him push out that bot lane wave, but CFO forced
okay, there's the Brum shield down.
Means that KT wants to answer without using that TP. Cuz dashing in onto Driver. Honkyu and BDD fighting up towards the top side.
I love this call from CFO. Sack a wave and just get yourself
it's
in
3:30 p.m. here.
KT can hold these choke points, that's where they're most scary, but same goes for CFO with the combo of this Ornn and Nami wave.
Doctom's just so strong right now, it feels like. Has double buffs once again.
Oh my god. Okay, no Rift Herald fight?
Well. Doggo looks like he's heading down towards bot side, so I think
I thought we might get an Ornn ult once Brom Shield went down.
Potentially getting him that blue buff, it looks like, and we'll see if they want to try to challenge, because Perfect is just kind of pushing once again. He's just pushing on that bot side. Has the
item-wise, it's pretty okay.
They're just going to get the tower.
And I think that's where CFO needed to pull the trigger faster. Now it's Driver who's might get caught.
A little bit, uses the Bella's Breath, gets the knock up onto the
wow,
floor.
okay. Oh, the shield's down, shield's down! Did Driver get his ult off? Driver get his ult off? Oh my god, Dog might be in trouble though, Dog might be in trouble. Oh, fuck!
Equalize on the backline, Nami has the flash away, BDD finds him! With an
oh my god, we can't punish this. Look them down! Look them down! Look them down!
But he's burnt. Where he stand, roast rabbit for dinner for Perfect as KT once again come out on top in the fight.
Yeah, KT come out on top again. This time CFO tried to really punish Peter there, but as he got bubbled, he throws up the wall. Doggo valks in.
Yeah, I'm originally from Japan and I moved to Taiwan.
Down the ult, that forced out the flash, and then everyone from KT just piled in on Doggo. They knew it was all about the Corki in that fight. BDD has a great ult to follow it up, and we can just watch it one more time. He's just really wanting it a bit too much. It's not the right target to valk in on.
Yeah.
As you say, the Unbreakable goes up and it's
that shield keeps him up for so long. Doggo doesn't have flash or anything.
And everything is burned to try and keep Kuzafe. So as BDD comes in, and that great ultimate again from Perfect just keeps CFO at bay. There's a few extra kills.
Okay, Hunky gets
but again,
Wukong.
CFO are just struggling to find that success against KT, and now we move towards the Dragon.
Honkyu gets himself a little bit of gold. Now 4 and 3 on this Aurora. Has the Neandries and a needlessly large rod, but no ultimate right now as KT.
No, dude, we have like no ults. And both teams doesn't really have ults.
Wall could split the team. Ginger looking for the poke. Driver going in. Bella's Breath popped.
Okay.
Landing a little bit more. Honkyu though gets the
oh my god, there's a BDD flank. There's a BDD flank. There's a BDD flank.
Coming in through the bot side.
There's a BDD flank.
Back with the blast cone pushes Honkyu into the face of BDD. The Drake.
Okay. Okay. Ginger gets Dragon.
With the Crescent Guard.
This is worth.
This
is good.
Flashes away and somehow survives. Driver knocked back.
Okay, it's fine. Oh, that run's not fine. Oh, that rumble.
Another Peter looking for more with the Winter's Bite. And
oh, fuck.
Honkyu allows Duckdown to get his second.
The ultimate cooldown was up ever so slightly faster for CFO, but as KT's tick down, CFO fall down with them.
Yeah, I mean, KT, I think, just slow played that so well.
Hard lost draft?
Barely
what?
Missing the
How?
ultimates for Perfect and Cuz. So they didn't want to hard commit to a fight prior to that. A great smite steal from Junja does save that from being a complete
chase under the tower. Doggo falls first. The tower falling low. Dogdam was taken out by the tower with Doggo's assistance, but KT in the end do find the kill. TP coming in as Driver looks for a flank position here. Does have the call of the Forge God, but isn't going to use it, doesn't know where they are.
There's no one home. CFO are trying desperately to make these plays happen, but they just cannot find the moments that they need. Committing to Dragon, sure they get the steal, but losing so much again off the back of it.
Yeah, maybe we can see it.
Maybe we should bend Brom.
And we can see, look at the ultimate cooldowns here at the bottom of your screen there for KT. This is why they are playing it slow. They want to keep them interested. They want to keep them round. Junja goes in, lands a great smite, but they know Perfect is about to have his equalizer back up. He had a fantastic ult across the entire CFO team as they are retreating, and then Cuz, his Cyclone is coming back up just about now, so they know they can continue to push forward.
I've been really impressed with Perfect's Rumble ult usage throughout this tournament. He's been spectacular on it, and we're seeing it throughout this game as well. He's been catching several people out.
No, it's fine. We outscale. We outscale. Brom should have been banned versus Corki.
Like he kind of just
Maybe.
dot your I's
Maybe.
and cross your T's. Like, keep EDD in the side lane, keep up that pressure. They're going to take Riptide off the back of this, and it looks like for CFO, they're going to try and overload this bottom side of the map. Perfect. Can probably just, yeah, I think the wave's gone, so it's just a nothing burger.
Yeah, I mean, it's really tough because, I mean, the bright side obviously is that Seoul isn't right around the corner. They've delayed a little bit. You can hope to maybe try to find some picks. But the downside is they don't really have a lot of ways to create explosive engages, to create that action.
No, it's fine though. It's fine.
The one face checking, you're never going to
We scale well. We scale well. CFO does pretty good scaling.
Too much of their damage to be able to actually knock down this Braum.
You also just don't have the range.
And hey, Autogun throw, dude.
And a Call of the Forge God and an Unbreakable on the other side, which is going to eat up.
Because I'm delusional.
For KT.
I think if there is a team that won't give up, though, it is
If you
CFO.
have no
We've seen
faith,
it
why
every
are you
single time
here?
that they've fallen behind, they will keep fighting, they will keep fishing for picks.
Oh,
so
man.
Start to get
It is looking a little bit rough,
that's
though.
Where CFO can try
Yeah,
and find these
it
picks. Now,
is
it's not
low-key
easy,
over, but you never know,
this is a
dude.
team that'll find them, but I think they're getting caught.
Man, this frontline
Oh
Braum,
my
I'm loving
God.
it. Fisher onto 2. The oysters are falling as KT collapse. Driver stunned up, put another pearl
Never
on the
mind.
necklace. KT as 2 more oysters
Oh.
fall.
And Peter just blast cones himself in there. He said, we don't have a gauge. We don't have a gauge. Are you seeing this game? Peter is just flashing in on CD. And this time doesn't have the flash, but he has got no problems at all. My man knows his role. They are snowballing. He's just going to throw himself in your face.
It's okay, guys. Game 1 CFO is always scary. Remember, guys, Game 1 CFO is always scary.
It would be perfect.
CFO doesn't come online until Game 2, 3, 4.
This pick, brilliant. Peter sends himself on in, and CFO are like, wait, what the hell is a Braum doing here?
Yeah, Peter is just making action happen. Every fight is a good one for the team if you've got them
Dude, isn't
behind
CFO's
you.
like win
He's
rate
able
Game
to
1
force
like
it, they
super
get
fucking
those kills,
bad?
They take Otacon, and they are just pushing this advantage further and further ahead. I agree, CFO is going to keep fighting it out. They're not a team to just bleed out slowly, but it does feel like this next fight could be the death knell.
They're also a team where one game isn't indicative of how the series will
Very
go.
true.
Right, CFO, even against AL, we saw them losing but still fighting back. The question is, will they get the side?
Yeah, with AL, we won Game 1, and that was the problem. So the coaching staff was like, hey, guys, we're meant to lose Game 1 and then win Game 2 and 3.
I mean, it was also true
Like,
against Flack.
you know, our problem with AL is that we
Soul
lost
was at
Game,
3-4K,
we won Game 1, then we
in
lost
that
the next
first
2
game
games.
against them,
So we're going
and
to change
they
up our
just kept
strategy. We're
fighting.
going
Yeah,
to
it
lose
did
Game
take a
1,
mistake from the other
win the
team,
next
but
2
they were able to
games.
capitalize on that, pull the game back. So they have to keep
And we're like,
looking
yo,
for
that
these
coach, that's
plays.
brilliant.
You're hoping for a hero
No one
moment.
else
Long
thinks
Q's
like
been
that.
The only one that's been really even
And then I
close in
woke
gold,
up
it
from
feels
my
like, for a
dreams.
long time. So maybe if he can find
Oh,
that dream
fuck.
flank, you know, if Peter goes too far ahead of the rest of the team and he can get the back line, maybe you can find some sort of an angle. But it feels so hard because they have no vision. And, you know, when you're looking at the map, like, that is terrifying. You know, when you're saying, okay, you need to find this
it's like
dream flank, you need to
dark.
find this dream pick, you don't know where anyone is.
And alongside that, even if you do, like, Ezreal just arcane shifts away. Like, you put down the between worlds, you try and dive onto the back line, and Dogdown just says, okay, I'm jumping over this wall, BDD.
They have
perhaps
us
the
some
target
more,
for them, has that Liang
roses,
with a bit
though.
of health As CFO trying to get some pressure in from Driver up towards this top side. Third Drake will go.
That's
to
fine.
KT.
I think I've
CFO
given
trying
up to
get
Drake.
every bit of gold they can in their pockets before the Baron spawn in 2 minutes' time.
Yeah, and KT even denied.
Okay,
that
Ezra
push
does
from
negative
top side,
damage to
even if
Ornn.
it is with
Let's
the
go. Ornn's
It's
getting
just making it very
tanky.
difficult for CFO to do anything on the map, and as you say, a minute and a half now until that Baron is up and available. That kind of feels like where KT will just get to blow the game open. You end up picking it up, you push in, and Doggo just able to get out of there.
Crypto comes down. As KT look for the push in mid, Weaver's wall being used as well, and CFO just forced away from defending their own objectives. Their
That's
own
fine, that's
towers.
fine.
Thank you. Look for the weirding, won't find too much more out of it as Peter's able to retreat. The tier 2 falls for KT.
Yeah, small little advantage there, but Doggo did get the Cyclone out. They did get.
They
Peter
used
low.
redemption for
And,
nothing?
the Ornn upgrades are starting to come through. Driver has his first ornament, so some small.
I'm just trying to find something, guys. I'm just trying to find something. Because I never give up on my boys, dude. If my boys never give up, I ain't never giving up. You know what I'm saying, dude?
We can try to capitalize on. Of course, every shot is a long shot from this game state, but
As long as it's a 1% chance of winning, you never give up, dude. You take that shit and turn to 100. Hey, teams throw at Baron all the fucking time, dude.
KT, they're going to continue this push. And as long as they can push these waves back, it makes it difficult now for CFO to contest on the vision points that KT are going to be able to establish.
We are getting towards 2 items for CFO. Trinity Force Manamune complete for Doggo. Honkyu has the Shadow Flame Liandry's. Got a Sundered Sky.
Item-wise, it's not that bad for, you know,
Ginger. So if they can find the backline,
CFO versus KT.
You know, Driver gets tankier and tankier as the game goes on. It's hard to work your way through an orb.
Yeah, they have like half an item up.
Although he is at 3
Okay, never mind.
items,
Dog's got a second item.
huge crit
The third
chance
item.
and have a huge amount of damage as they find the pick here onto Peter. Tidal wave down.
my
Peter's going to
God,
stand
no.
beside his teammate,
Oh, he's
but
dead.
Honkyu puts him in his place. CFO find the pick. TP coming out from Perfect.
Whoa!
Honkyu looking for a little bit
We're
more
going in on
something
this?
from Cuz, just to try and distract and dissuade the
What the
engage from
fuck?
CFO, but a great
Okay,
knockback onto
this is
Ginger.
good.
Means that Cuz goes on a rampage. Driver now on the retreat with the rest of the oysters, but KT are not letting them escape.
Oh, Doggo! What the fuck? Oh, shit!
That's another onto that receipt. It's 2 so far. Driver retreats. KT still looking for more as Cuz and BDD step forward. But do they have the damage?
Please,
do they
get
have
the
the
fuck
gap
out!
closing to catch up with CFO?
Ah! Oh!
This is exactly what we were talking about. CFO.
Oh my God, dude, that
finding
damage!
Their moment. A pick onto Peter.
Whoa.
It doesn't quite
Holy
get them the
fuck,
Baron,
Doggo!
but it does get them some much needed gold.
It does, and I mean, Doggo taking his chances there. Valk forward flashing
What
in.
the
Peter
fuck?
gets caught over the wall, and they do not hesitate whatsoever. Ginger instantly goes in. They are able to knock down Peter, and then...
Dude, Honkyu's like, yo, I'm going in, boys! What in the fuck? I was like, oh, my pants! My pantaloons!
CFO doesn't know how to retreat. They're going forward.
Dude, what the fuck, dude? These guys have no fear.
Keep your eyes on
Doggo,
here.
man,
As
what the
Duck Down goes
fuck?
forward, Doggo says,
What
"I'm all in
is
as
that?
well." Flashes into the
And then
face of the
Honkyu's also like, yo,
Israel
we're going
to get
in,
the
right?
kill.
We're going
And that
in.
makes the difference here. There is no AD carry left to try and free fire on some of the low health CFO members.
And there's some big shutdowns as well. Honky got an 800 gold shutdown. That is going to get him the death cap.
Oh, he gets
Another
a death cap!
ornament comes through as Driver gets
Oh,
some
and
more
the
experience.
ornaments!
There's now a couple upgraded Orn items through here for CFO. Yes, they are still in a pretty big hole, but look at the damage from this dynamic duo, Honkyu and Doggo, making it work for the team.
And as much as Doggo has been around for a
Don't
while,
ever
we've
say
seen
it's
MSI's
over
Honkyu
if I'm
is the
breathing.
opposite.
Let's go,
It is his
boys!
rookie year.
Oh,
He
what?
won Rookie of
Collector.
the Year
I mean, yeah, you know what?
and
Collector.
Player of the
Yeah,
Year
Collector.
over in the LCP. We saw him first at MSI challenging, and now here for CFO on the international stage in a quarter-final. He's not letting the nameplates say anything to him. He is playing this game with those nameplates off.
And I just
Am I
love
Delulu
this
for
about
thinking this is
CFO.
still
I mean, This
winnable?
is a team that has represented the LCP at every single one of the international tournaments, and now they are sitting in quarterfinals against the LCK.
Honkyu's almost
third
level
seed.
16.
It
He's
is
almost level
not been
16.
easy,
That's gonna
but
be
they
huge.
May just be starting to wake up.
Can he
and
get level
find
16
their
off this
picks.
wave?
It's something that Chawi, their coach, really was emphasizing that he wanted young players that weren't afraid
Ah.
to fight. You can't give too much respect to the LPL LCK team.
Talia's support?
Allow
Yeah,
them
yeah,
to
Talia's
dictate the game,
useless.
or you will never stand a chance. You have to make them uncomfortable. You have to get in their face and try to find these
Come on, boys.
opportunities. And that's what they're going to try to do, but it's 25 seconds until a potential soul here for KT.
Importantly, KT's still very much in the driver's seat in this game. 5,500
No,
ahead.
but I
Mid
work for
Jai complete
CFO.
on BDD with
Also,
12
I'm
stats on it
Japanese, but
alongside
whatever.
Lightning Jewel for that
Konnichiwa!
penetration.
Ikuzo!
GA complete on Cuz, so you can get onto that
Sasageyo!
backline even easier. You've got
Sasageyo!
Seekers for Perfect.
Come
The
on!
ability to delay a fight is absolutely
Shinzo
massive.
Sasageyo!
CFO pushing through the bot side to try and get a bit of priority to get into River.
And that's the risk. If you
Stand back, motherfuckers. I have the power of God and enemy on my side.
Break begun by
Ike! Susume!
fog of war, and war it shall be.
Who cares? This is Chemtech. No one cares about Chemtech Soul. Oh my god! Okay, maybe this is okay. Maybe it's winnable. Oh! Oh! Knock him up! Knock his ass up! Okay, Driver's still alive? Oh no, Driver's enemy? Oh my god, BD's still full health?
As he looks for the damage, can't quite find it with that
Hey,
trade. Bottom side. Ginger looking for the engage. Doggo dives on. Post the barrier, but then it's put in the dive. The dive as well from BDD. KT split the fight. Fine 5 in the end.
KT wipes CFO off the map. They get the soul, and it feels like that will secure game 1. KT just too strong in these team fights.
They were cut off. They were corralled.
They can't end. They can't end.
They
They
were
can't
shot
end.
down.
Did he get Baron?
CFO, they were hoping that could be their fight, but now KT, they're not actually going to push for the inhibitors. Looks like they're looking at Baron instead.
It might not be the game-ending fight, but it was definitely the MasterCard priceless moment there as KT secured the soul with it. They
Not
go
bad
to
for a first-round warm-up.
9.5K ahead when they secure this Baron. But CFO, you are walking wounded, you are limping. But perhaps you can find some sort of first aid to get you back in the game.
I feel like that was the last fight, you know, the last realistic chance they had to get in, and KT just set it up so well. Look at Perfect's positioning here. He slows Junja multiple times with the Electro Harpoons, then Peter is there to keep him away. They know all we have to do is keep Junja out of the pit. They secure it. It's a great equalizer to soften them up, and even though the early moments of the fight are pretty good here from CFO, Doggo lands a great big one. They have Peter and Cuz low. BDD and Doctum, they're full health, and they know this is where they're going to succeed.
Yeah, it was that early flank from Peter putting so much threat onto Honkyu and Doggo that bought the time KT needed to work through Driver, work through that front line, and then corral them into position where they can knock them down. Towers falling now for KT, and it feels like that base is surely going to follow soon.
CFO, 5 players trying to defend this top lane at tier 3. KT with the Baron for the next 2 minutes. Continue to push in. You can see Perfect slowly guiding a wave in that mid lane.
It can't end, it can't end.
Up because now they have to back away. Perfect's going to start to walk his way across towards this top side, then goes back to mid. Again, the waves not quite synced as well as KT would like them, but they do have a few moments here as CFO trying to defend mid.
I mean, KT's gold lead is also kind of lying to you. Doctum's sitting on over 4,000
Nami's so useless?
He's only got 3 items.
Yeah, he hasn't.
I don't know, the Nami ult's been pretty OP, no?
Quirky right now.
Weaver's wall out. Tries to split the uprights and does exactly that, but CFO still able to defend. Again, the mid lane wave about 5 seconds away, and because of that, CFO can clear, then walk back towards mid. You see KT back away. Didn't have the time to reset.
Okay, KT can't do 4-1s.
Then took the Baron, then pushed in, didn't spend their gold, and now that Baron beginning to expire. An entire Cyrildas for Doctam alongside a BF sword.
Yeah, not a bad buy. Full Cyrildas and a BF.
Like, you're really happy with it, but also you only have a minute left on the Baron. That's 2 waves left.
Absolutely.
You are still in prime position to win the game as KT. But there were small optimizations that could have been made over that last sequence.
No, I absolutely agree. I mean, they've got a lot of the luxury items in there too, though. You can see almost 25 stacks on the Magi's. Seekers is done. You have the GA ready here for Cuz. So it does feel like they have everything, but they are running out of time on this push. We'll see. Will they try to force
good defense, good defense.
This next wave? Maybe just drop the equalizer to force them off the tower and crack the base.
Yeah, I think that's going to be the play. Just try and force CFO back. They don't have the Weaver's wall quite yet to sync up with it.
Okay, Peter fucked up.
Next wave, but like
this is
30 seconds. Oh, here we go.
Oh! Let's go! Oh wait, what's happening in the back line? Oh fuck, Honky went down.
Cuz dive in with a
oh no!
They find 2 for it. CFO pulled the trigger, but KT's reaction was absolutely sublime. They'll wipe away CFO.
Never mind.
Honkyu can
only stand
and watch as K2 push in for the win.
Blink and you'll miss it. KT jump onto the back line, and they immediately turn towards the Nexus.
True. We ended the draft on purpose so they would waste a lot of their good champions. No perfect rumble, so now Perfect doesn't have a champion pool.
In this quarter
smart. Oh, let's go, Honkyu.
Great start here for KT. First win on the board. 1 out of 3 down to try to make it where they've never been before, the World Semifinals.
Fuck. Hey, it's fine though. It's fine.
Fantastic manner, controlling
the early
game.
Listen.
I know there's 2 people who don't want to say anything about this game, and I want to toss it over to them.
The only thing I want to say right now is that I am exulting, guys. That was an amazing game.
It's a BO5. There's strategy involved.
It's the beginning of the series, so let's see how
fearless
they
draft.
can take this one. And one of the questions that we had coming into today, we've talked about it. It is the early games for this team, a completely different look compared to Swiss Stage, Emily.
Yeah, and it was super, super important because I think the big hero to me was Cuz, right? Because we know Junja is such a huge part of this CFO early game. And I thought they drafted a composition that just does really well in these early skirmishes from level 1. You saw them looking for stuff with the Braum, but I think Cuz was the big star in securing a lot of these early objectives.
Yeah, they had some early skirmishes that they were victorious in as well, and were able to snowball that really effectively. I mean, we're starting it out with some W's here for KT.
Yeah, shout out to production, by the way, doing me dirty.
What the
that's a big W on the side of KT. And you know that every second counts.
God
Thanks
damn.
to the reliable Cisco network. BDD clutches the fight.
It's okay.
Yet again, closing the door on
I
CFO.
think game 2 will be much better. It can only go up from here, right? It can only go up from here.
So good throughout all of this. That one kind of gets him into the fight. They eliminate Doggo, and then it's still
Trigger warning. Oh no!
A lot of blinking health bars on both teams.
Yeah, I mean, since we talk so highly about when Doggo plays aggressively and makes these huge,
talking about that.
comeback plays, we also have to criticize him when that one, he's valking in onto a Braum and he's putting a bunch of his damage into a Braum with shield up, and then KT punish him for it. So they are even able to attack some of the strengths that CFO had, and if you make a mistake like that versus KT, they'll punish you.
They'll punish you, absolutely. And another question that we had immediately coming for this team was Cos. Cos, he is the roller coaster. He embodies the roller coaster for KT. And so far, up and up we go.
Yeah, as Peter would say, what, KT roster going up? If you haven't seen that Peter interview, go watch it. It's amazing. But I want to point out his kill participation, right? And just how good his Wukong was at getting onto key priority targets.
Was it close? It was very close. It was very close. I feel bad for CF. Don't worry, don't worry.
Like this, as
it's been known for hours. I didn't see this.
He was so instrumental in specifically keeping Junja out of CFO's early game, which is just, again, so important to how CFO like to play.
Yeah, and I have to say, KT in game number 1, the team is looking very well-rounded. Everybody kind of firing on all cylinders. Imagine banning 3 mid laners versus BDD and still giving him Kalia, one of his best champs. He had some big seismic shoves. So KT looking pretty good.
Looking pretty good so far, taking game 1. I really want to see CFO fight back, though. We saw what Honky was capable of. Let's see what the whole team can do when they come on online here for game 2. We want to have a series here in this quarterfinals.
I'm gonna take a quick break. I need pee again. It was close. Shut up, bitch. God damn. You guys have dumb opinions. It was close. It was very close. It was very winnable.
With the TP are gonna have a 5v5 in a second. Tidal wave out. Castling that second cyclone lands it. Doggo caught out first. The equalizer on the backline. Nami has to flash away. BDD finds him. With an unraveled Earth through Hongju, trying to get in to the backline to get damage on Peter. He'll find one, but he's burnt where he stand. Roast grab it for dinner for perfect as KT once again come out on top in the fight.
보세요. 옆에 선수랑 바꿔서 걸을게요. 카메라 감독 지나자마자 옆에 선수랑 붙을게요.
好，稍微走近一点，对对，就是这样。
아, 좋아요.
미드 선수가 좀 있을게요. 미드 가렌요.
안녕하세요, 티안의 오너입니다. 오늘 이렇게 또 8강 경기장에 왔는데 체크 잘하고 갑니다.
An update is required. Financial system updating. System updated.
We will dance to get.
The future of money is here. Feels good.
Red Bull gives you wings.
So slow.
I told you I was done with basic browsers. Your setup wants Opera GX, and you're holding it back. Upgrade to the gaming browser. Download Opera GX.
The greatest players in the world are here.
They can
Let's burn this one down. Oh my god, he'll forward by 9.
You are going to see them like you've never seen them before.
Propped it will as the Arcane Storm doing so much work, and Gen G, they are just going to ace them.
누굴 만나도 이길 수 있다는 자신감 정도로만 생각하고 있습니다.
Gen G, the EWC winners. Locking down the Drake is now Doran. Decent position, double break down my walls, but I won't rise again. Cause I stand tall in my environment. How could I ever close my eyes and stay silent since they try to take me down with their violence? Oh, they go back in. Betcha flashes in, and down goes Knight.
Oh my god, dude.
Every moment of your journey, crystal clear. Landscapes, absolutely stunning. Close-ups, sharp and full of vibe. Group shots, packed with detail. Zoom in on one face, still flawless.
Oh.
Colors so real, every scene, every smile, unforgettable. Oppo, find X9 series. Also add telephoto, zoom in.
Yo, JD, that's 100% true. What the fuck? I didn't even notice that.
Where I got it. Figured you could beat it with a better
Oh,
deal than
man.
these big boys.
Man, it doesn't work that way.
I heard so much shit talking before game 1 of FlyQuest, and then after that, I heard shit.
You don't know that?
Red Bull gives you wings.
Man. Oh. Come on, CFO, bounce back. I think CFO champion pool is wider. I mean, the one good thing is that they can't play Kiana, right? Well, we can. I mean, LCK is the best league in the world by far, so it doesn't. It's always gonna be rough against LCK, dude. A secret can be just make everything worse. Yo, if KT can somehow play Kiana, I don't know what to say, man. Oh, it's gonna be rough. Never have I been disappointed by KT. True, true. KT never disappoints. Oh. JD, are CFO underdogs?
大家好，我是 LMS 的老观众，也是 LCB 的主播 JR。10年前的8强开启了我的电竞梦，虽然说曾经跌倒过，但我们始终相信着自己的赛区。S5世界赛的主题曲是这样唱 ：We are the ones who light the darkest skies。CFO 10年之后再度照亮了我们的天空，而现在正是创造新纪录的时刻。CFO 加油 ！CFO 可以。
Great to hear there from JR.
Ah,
from the
okay.
LCD broadcast. Obviously worked closely with Chori as
Damn.
well, who only left that broadcast this year to become coach of CFO as part of the team that is igniting the darkest skies.
Why haven't you started coach yet?
We
Don't love your region as much as Chawi?
It depends who you ask, man.
Our team makes quarterfinals, so maybe you should become a coach next year.
Okay, yeah.
Anyway, we're going to get into draft for game 2 of the series really
That's
quickly.
bullying when you say it. It's fun when I say it.
You can't punch down, you know?
Yo, defend my bald friend, dude.
Elected to move over to the blue side, and is Rest subbing in the top lane for them. He's seen as the more creative of the two top laners. Driver kind of the workhorse who works really hard, whereas Rest is seen as weird, wacky, loves to be boisterous, and I wonder if we'll see CFO trying to bring something a little bit more eclectic out in the top lane.
Yeah, I'm excited to see what they can bring out. I think KT have very often looked at this Rumble as kind of like the pick over the course of the tournament in that top side. So now that that's taken away, I'll be very curious to see what their new plans are going in towards that top side of the map.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, so far he's played, the Rumble, which is gone, the Scion, which I think is going to remain banned, and then it's been, Renekton and Rek'Sai, right? So I do think we're probably going to get something pretty standard from him.
Switch all the
It'll
time.
be interesting to see if he wants to kind of, go outside of that and
Luria,
get a bit more creative. I feel like if they wanted him to get funky,
in
though,
North
they would've gone
America,
Rek'Sai, right? So I
the
think
great
we are just gonna get more
hotshot
standard
GG
stuff.
once said,
Orion
if
and
you
Zia
have
both
no
up here,
faith,
so either we're gonna
why
get a
are
trade
you
or we're
here?
gonna have them
And I
potentially
believe
getting
in
banned outright
hotshot
here.
GG.
And we'll see, that's going to be the kind of key
The
to me. 'Cause that
faithful
really does
shall
dictate the first
be
couple picks, and
rewarded.
That's going to be Mbessa.
CFO will win,
So
I
if you ban away
believe.
the Scion,
Jayo!
then you then look towards the Oriazir trade for CFO.
Let's go. Look at that. Dude, they have to ban
Because to me,
Kiana.
that it's like, if you
So
don't ban
scared.
Scion here, then CFO just went out because you just pair Ori or Azir with the Scion and you're laughing.
Yeah, because you also got the opportunity to take the Trundle though as
What
well.
do you mean?
So what I'm
Hotshot GG
kind
is
of
a
curious is, do you
legend!
end up, like, first
North
picking
American
Trundle,
legend,
thinking,
Hotshot
we deny
GG.
the Scion
Oh my
upside.
god,
We're
who
happy
even
to
is
take either the Ori or
Oh,
the Azir
never
in the next
mind.
one, but there's
Stop,
the Scion,
stop,
so
stop.
it doesn't really matter.
Oh,
I think still,
no.
Azir for me
Oh.
has been the more impactful one in a lot of these situations.
Oh, no.
But we'll have to see if that's what CFO were thinking as well, and it looks like they will be.
Let's see that Azir likely locked in for Hongq. Let's see, he has put it out already once this tournament. KT, you just go Orianna plus something from the jungle.
If you're old, I'm too old. I'm too
Although
old.
it started the
Dude, oh
tournament
no,
really
I can't
poorly,
believe we got here.
has begun to win quite a few of
Let's
his
go,
games.
Azir.
He was on
Yo,
six
honk you,
games
Azir. Let's
as
go,
we
dude.
Going into the quarterfinals.
I
So
believe.
that is it. KT can also leave the Orianna for 3, so maybe Jarvan plus support here, or Jarvan plus top if you just want to play something tanky.
Yeah, I think the Jarvan, definitely a strong pick. Vi, also something you can do, especially if you want to start leaning in towards things like the Kai'Sa. But it is going to be the Jarvan, still that very dive-orientated pick.
Can you quote from the Sun Tzu?
Trying to take something like the Kai'Sa here to facilitate a lot of that.
I didn't learn the art of war.
I also just really love KT making sure BDD and Cuz have good champions, because so often they are the drivers of this team. They are the engine room of this team, and everyone else has stepped up. But when you're looking at CFO, you look at Hongq and Junja in the sort of same vein. They're the
Didn't watch the
people
league
that
too
need
long,
to
so
get ahead
it's
for
my. I'm
CFO
just
to have a
old.
huge amount of
I'm
impact.
just
So
too old.
If you can get Cuz and
I like
BDD,
Trundle.
picks that are strong, that have good early games, you know you can kind of negate.
Did you go something like
some of
Renekton
CFO's
here, blind?
This is kind of interesting. So they are going to go for the Trundle. Obviously, you can duel pretty well.
I'm fine with that.
against this
Reska Sante.
Jarvan. So they're taking the Trundle and the Cassante here.
Dude, I am an old man, dude. Every time I talk about League, I just realize I'm too old. Back in my day, I just need like a long white beard. There's a Renekton I was worried about.
Because ideally you would like to go for some sort of AD carry like the Kai'Sa, right?
Fucking perfect, man. Rumble Renekton.
Things like the Caitlyn and the Kai'Sa band.
Can this guy? Whatever.
You don't really have that
okay, now perfect is out of champions he's good at. So even if we go to game 3, perfect doesn't have a champion pool. Let's go, dude. dude.
CFO are looking at going, okay, what's the AD carry?
Everyone says he sucks. Like, what the fuck? Fucking
Yeah,
80s.
I do feel like when you're banning out the Bard, you are saying, hey, I want to play like a low mobility AD carry, you know, over on this side. Ori's also something that can be quite susceptible to that Bard.
No,
so
dude.
are trying to protect some of these carries. And Nico will remain on
Draven
the
bad
in the second round. And they're going to be targeting Doggo's Draven, which I do think makes sense. To me, the Corki and the Draven were the two picks that really have stood out for him so far here at Worlds. So they are going to try to eliminate his carry threat a little bit.
And Nico taken away by CFO, so they're trying to get rid of some of those big AoE engages to follow up with the Orion.
I fucking can't believe he picked Renekton like that. What an asshole.
Alistair still up on the board as well. I think you've got options to try and play in towards the Nico without her having like that full big threat. But obviously just nervous about it. There's the Varus gone as well. So Kai'Sa's still up and available if you want to try and play for this very high dive threat on KT side.
Also, honestly,
like,
you saw what
dude, I think
could
Xayah
do
would be
on
really good for CFO.
As an engaged champion, getting rid of something that engages a lot easier makes a lot of sense to me.
Oh,
I actually
Sivir?
like this a lot, just going Sivir here, because I feel like if you go Kai'Sa for Darkdam, then you really open up a ton of value for picks like Renata and some of these kind of like disengage style champs that can be really, really strong.
Xayah Rakan's available. I'm not a big fan of Rakan, actually.
The solo lanes here as Cuz. Obviously, great pairings with both Renekton and the Ori. And if they go Aphelios, like we could just get Aphelios Lulu and they could go kind of like a full
No, they wouldn't go Lulu. They would go Thresh.
But of course, you can just do a standard engage pairing alongside it as well.
It is Doggo's most played champion and the champion he made his name on in Beyond Gaming, but it's actually going to be the Kai'Sa that he swaps over to at the last second.
Nautilus.
A little bit of dive can reposition into
Rel.
Kai'Sa as well, which is something Kai'Sa does well. If the Jarvan jumps on you, you get some of that plasma stacks, and then you can dive across with the killer.
Leona wouldn't be that bad.
People always like to talk about this matchup as like, Kai'Sa can beat the Sivir on the 1v1, but I always kind of feel like Sivir just negates the matchup by just pushing in and
she
just
never takes the fight.
Exactly. So that's kind of my issue with it. And now when I look at this, I see a lot of value for the kind of picks that I was talking about over on the KT side, right? Like, I feel like Renata
very decent Gwen, but yeah, it's wraps after that. Okay, this is Rakan.
Nice. And I'm not a big fan of the Kai'Sa because when you try to reposition as well in this sort of situation, you're repositioning into something like the
What do you
Renekton
think?
or into
Is that
the
the
Jarvan,
opinion
and
people
the
have?
immediate shield break
Isn't it
as
just,
well on the Renekton
do you
means
know?
I don't think you're going to get a huge amount of value from the killer instinct on the Kai'Sa. I would have probably preferred a bit more of a front
So
back
scary.
than this Kai'Sa.
Damn.
But is actually going to be the pick in the end.
Yeah, I mean, it's just kind of more standard. That is kind of the LCK style. Even
Okay.
some of these enchanters, you know, are
This
strong in
draft,
certain situations. This does give them so much engage, so much.
I think CFO's draft is pretty good.
Pretty much 4-5v5. They have a
Kevin
ton of
being
waves
bald
here in
is
their
a
solo lanes.
rumor.
They have a lot of options on where to go. Cuz can really attack any lane. It does
Oh,
feel
man.
like. And over on the other side for CFO, you do have some great scaling here with the Azir, but I'm about worried
CFO win
about
better draft?
how they're going to be
Okay.
able to actually play
I'm
out
saying
these
the game.
5v5s.
Oh,
Like,
the
if you don't have
game.
a perfect engage, I do think it gets very, very difficult for Doggo to have a lot of
I
value.
mean, Res
while
Kasate
he
is
is
pretty
kinda
good.
getting zoned
Honku
out.
Azir is
Whereas
pretty
on the
good.
other
Dude,
side, Sivir just
Doggo
needs to hit
fucking.
anyone. You kinda
I mean,
switch
dude,
to the
everyone's
team.
basically got their like
Also,
good
you
champions.
have a relatively short-range composition apart from
CFO,
the Azir, so
Jayo!
the Orianna value for the shockwaves kind of at an all-time
Let's go,
high. So
Gambate!
I really do like what KT have opted in for here, and it is going to be
Just a
looking at
man!
what can CFO do to disrupt it, particularly in this early game where they struggled in
Game 1
to
draft was
find
kind of a
any sort
blunder.
answer.
I mean, you don't
We've already
understand
seen a
BL5
3,000
Fearless, so
elo
your opinion
shockwave
doesn't
from
matter.
BDD at this tournament against MKoi on the first day, where they were about 4K behind and he turned it on its head. KT then going undefeated so far through all 5 games they've played. 5 in a row.
It's okay, now
I'm gonna have
Perfect
to win
doesn't
the
have a
finals.
champion pool.
More than that.
Okay. You passed. You passed, see?
It's 13, right?
At least 6.
13, yeah. 13
At least
in a row.
6. I'm with you.
Imagine Kevin was wearing a ball cap this entire time, still
Onto,
wearing stuff.
Onto the
Oh,
stage.
dude, I wish, dude. I wish I could just go like
It would
this,
be really
boom, and
interesting
have
for KT
luscious
to
hair.
go- oh, see?
Oh,
Quickly as Cuz steps
did
around
you
it.
go?
For KT to go 3-0 versus Gen G, 0-3-0-3, 13-0. That's just what a great end to your year.
Is that not who KTR as a being, as a whole?
The roller coaster at some point can't keep ratcheting up. There has to be a drop.
Well, it depends how you want the roller coaster to end.
In heaven.
In
the
outer
destined
space.
paradise.
You're just going to launch off, you know?
True.
Then there's no gravity. Then the roller coaster can do whatever it wants.
Oh, great hook from Peters. He finds Ginger, forces him to flash away. And that negates a lot of what Ginger wants to do in the early game. This Trundle really relies on getting into the enemy's face. And against the Jarvan, he can do that because he farms so much
Until today I
faster.
realized my
also
region
just
is at the front of my
counter-ganking is so
KP
effective
banger. I
when the
didn't
Jarvan
please
use
with
that
CFO.
EQ in,
Oh,
then you can try and turn around as the
CFO!
jungle, but
Oh,
you're able to
please!
get value as that as Cuz and have a flash to try and escape. So it
I
does
can have
open
yours,
up
thanks,
Cuz,
man.
at least for the
Please
next 5
donate.
minutes to try and make some early plays. But realistically, we have seen junglers just going
Dude,
for
I'm a
these
fangirl
gold
for
clears
CFO.
consistently. So
Oh, CFO,
how
please.
much KT are going to be able to
I
find
believe in
success in the lanes
CFO.
in the early stages still waits to be seen.
Dude, who cares?
You gotta
Jungle
keep your
doesn't need
eyes up
flash.
towards
Jungle doesn't
that
need
top
flash.
lane, as it is going to be a lane swap up here. It is going to be
lane
Doggo
swap!
moving up towards that top side to take
Last
the
game,
1v1 against
nothing.
this Renekton. So it will be
We-
rest on the
they just,
K'Sante,
like,
taking
there's
the
a
2v2
game
down
bug.
the bot side with Kaiwing.
CFO is winning.
And the question is just kind of how much of the CS can they get? Can they keep their health high to really be able to get as much of this farm as possible?
Also just get as much experience as possible.
Okay, not
onto that
bad.
K'Sante. Not
Interesting.
very easy to force him away in the early game as Honku and BDG just trading here in the mid lane. Perfect. You should be okay on the Renekton. You've got the Cold and Meek to heal yourself up a little bit. You've got the Slice and Dice hits level 2. There's always the threat of a Slice Ruthless Predator Jarvan gank.
Yeah, there really is, and I do
look
think
at that poke.
BDD in trouble.
Look at that poke, Honku.
Loads of Honku here.
Oh.
Just walk around the corner.
Honku.
Can't be sure where Cuz is right now as Honku, so you have to just be that little
Oh,
more
Peter.
cautious.
Go away,
especially with
Peter.
Peter walking his way up.
Honku.
He's on the
Peter's
way.
coming. Peter's
Can
coming.
Honku
He's
avoid
coming.
this? Peter
Peter's coming.
BDD's so
Peter's
low.
just gonna look for the flash hook underneath the tower, but it's not gonna
What
be
is he
enough
doing?
damage from Honku. Still able to flash away. Summoners exchanged between the
Watch out. Excuse up. Excuse up. Excuse back up.
for him as well.
Okay, it's fine.
Now BDD's That's really well done from KT. Honku perhaps a little greedy staying around.
They thought they'd be able to make the play with Kaiwing matching the roam, but a little bit too late. And BDD with the first blood.
Yeah, I want to see, did Kaiwing's heal actually hit on Konkyu, or was it just a little bit too late?
Yeah, too late.
I thought it was too late watching it live there, which is definitely tough. Peter already having a big impact, forcing out the flash on the Trundle very early.
No fucking way, there's another one.
Can hold this wave.
Stop pulling Honku! Leave him alone!
Too far behind.
Oh, Cuz flash. Oh, flag and drag from Cuz just wide. A hook lands onto a minion.
Dude, what are they doing? This is cheating!
And Honku held onto his TP.
Leave Honku alone. He's only 18 years old. Look at this old man Cuz and Peter just bullying the fuck out of Honku. Honku's 18.
Honku just got a dagger and no pots. So even just that little bit of damage is that much closer to sending him back to base once again. This pressure that Peter put on is so effective.
Now Rest with the wave pushing away from him, getting forced out of this bot lane. A couple of minions will die to the tower. KT should be able to catch them. Pillar down, slice away from Perfect. Easy enough escape for the Croc.
It was always going to be a tough work to try and make that happen on the top side. So either way, though, as you say, KT.
It's okay. Honku has TP. Honku does TP.
Be able to get his way out.
Honku does TP.
I think this is the game that we really begin to see BDD living up to that idol status he talked about in the teaser for the video.
I mean, that's tough.
I hate
BDD.
BDD.
Thankfully, like I said, he was able to hold on to TP because Kaiwing froze, so he's going to go back, but his buy is going to be terrible, right? Like, maybe he's just going to get a refillable in a ward or something. I don't think he's going to have too much gold.
Okay.
So he's
Just
gonna
got
be able to
56
upgrade
gold
the
from that?
dagger, but does he even have potions on top? Is he really going back with no potions again? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, fuck potions. Let's go, Honku.
And BDD should be able to match the reset here as well with it being a cannon wave. Honku trying to freeze because damn sure he doesn't want that to happen.
Yeah, today.
The wave is so far away as well. Even the shield from the Azir.
Today, I hate BDD.
The wave will crash in. BDD on his way back out with an amplifying tome alongside those Ionian boots of
Okay, it's not that bad. It's not that bad.
And right now, KT's early game, this series actually has really leveled up from where it's been so far. Peter, Hex splashing onto
What
Rest.
the
The auto
fuck?
attack here. We'll get the dredge line in as the Pathmaker out from Rest again gets him to safety. Really nice buffer there. You buffer the auto and then you dredge line in the middle of it to cancel the animation.
But you're just going to continue to get this wave frozen on you. So Rest's going to have to reset. And I think at this stage, CFO have to accept they're going to match towards standard lanes if they hope to have a chance. Because this Croc in the top side has frozen the wave. Now gets the TP back in.
Okay.
And KT again dominating through this lane phase.
Exactly. I mean, it's double frozen waves. Both your side lanes are frozen against you. You have to TP just to try to push it out. And your mid lane is kind of getting
Let's go,
frustrated
Rest.
now
Show
after
the
that
others
early
that
pressure. So it's
they don't know what they're
triple
talking
losing
about.
lanes for CFO.
I usually like my oysters on ice, but this is not what I like for CFO right now. KT off to a strong early start here in game 2.
And it's a bit of the flash freeze as well, because Junja, having burnt that flash earlier, means that he's not really able to get involved in the lanes for fear that Cuz ends up matching. So across the board, again, KT doing so well off that early pressure, and now you start to look at, well, Dragon's up and available. We start to look at the rotations.
Good hook onto Doggo. Grand entrance coming out from Kaiwing. Battle Dance for a little bit of shielding. It's
okay, not
get
bad.
The drop on your opponents, like Peter just got the drop on CFO. Remember, log into your Riot account on LoLesports.com and watch Worlds live to earn exclusive.
Oh my God, there's Cuz here. Be careful, be careful.
Cuz looking to style on CFO on this bottom side here, already forcing CFO back. TP coming through from Peter to make sure he can get down here. And I think they just go for the Dragon. They've got the push in that bottom lane. BDD in a great spot in mid. They don't need much more.
Yeah, I mean, they're looking like they're in an incredible spot. Judge is moving down to this side of the map.
Oh my
I don't think it's
God,
gonna be
dude,
fast.
everything's
He's
going
just
to
gonna
shit.
have to probably give it up. Is moving over there, though. I feel like this would be such a tough approach for the Trundle. I mean, Peter's already in position to try to jump on him.
Doctam just hit 6 as well. Dredgeline in
Okay.
from Peter. Ginger here. Look and see if he can find a pillar, but you don't really want to take this fight. You're at a disadvantage in terms of ultimates, and KT will just secure their first Drake again, around that 7-minute mark. It's really early from there.
And that's what I was going to say, is you're kind of happy if you're a CFO that you didn't end up giving a bunch of kills away like you did in game number 1. So CFO able to back away, hoping that they can find those fights later on. And you do have things like the Azir and the K'Sante, which will scale very well into the game. But at the moment, they just don't have ways to break this control KT have.
I think Peter has just played an excellent game, right? He's starting right from the level 1. Even his positioning here around that Dragon, playing in the banana brush, not allowing Junja to ever find an opportunity to contest here realistically, and just going to continue playing towards his strength. He knows you're going to win the 2v2s with BDD, so just keep moving here, keep enabling BDD to play from this position of power. Look at Honkyu. He's just, every time he steps forward, it's command attack, it's dissonance, it's just chunk after chunk after chunk onto Honkyu that is making his life miserable.
I think Peter's just had a really good series so far, really good world so far. You could see signs of it when he was on Nongshim, like there were signs of what he could become, but here on KT really has leveled up. Now in his first international, his first worlds, we're seeing exactly what this guy can do.
Pierce almost level 6. He's not level 6 just yet.
You know,
you're gonna hit level 6 on these
if you
grubs?
haven't watched some of his interviews, do yourself a favor, go watch some. He is.
If you're gonna get Dragon and grubs?
Again onto Junja, is gonna put the subjugate
down.
flash forward from
What the fuck?
Death charge onto Honkyu as well, but Junja already put in the dirt. The Troll King is down. Rest trying to collapse, but CFO forced away.
No.
Should be 3 grubs to KT. No smite for CFO. Doggo's moving across, but actually looks like KT are happy enough just taking the 2. They'll let this grub reset. Cuz can just wait around. It's like, okay, my smite's going to come back up in a couple of seconds' time. KT will get the 3rd.
Yeah, the longer CFO contest here, the more they're losing on that bottom side. That's a wave that's completely gone, and Junja has just had 0 chance to have an impact in this game. He's been completely shut down by KT.
I mean, it's just a great start again to the fight here from KT. As CFO kind of tried to do this late contest, it's similar to the problems they had in the first game, where even when you have the man advantage, they're not actually utilizing it because Junja goes so early. By the time Doggo is moving up, he's already cooked, and then you're just giving Doctam the ability to push out the wave, deny those minions, take a reset, right back down towards bot lane, and the Sivir is just chilling throughout all of this, and you still walked away with triple grubs.
-1.
KT's early game really isolating the strengths of
they
CFO
picked
and making
Nautilus
them
into
weaknesses.
Rakan.
Like Junja on this Trundle is behind on farm to a Jarvan. That's just not something you too commonly see in the early game. They haven't been able to find pressure in the lanes. The early lane swap from KT really solid as they were able to make sure that Rest and Doggo were forced behind.
I mean, it's not even 10 minutes. We're 1.6k ahead. Yep. Everyone on KT has an advantage. We'll see if Junja can try to make any sort of a gank happen. You just feel like you need to make some sort of a move, but
momentum play.
I don't see a world in which Perfect dies here.
Dominus about to come off cooldown for that extra health on Topos. We'll get the knockback. Junja looking for the flag and the pillar, in fact. He's not playing the Jarvan. He does get the pillar down with the slice and dice out from Perfect. Now has the Dominus in 1 second time. CFO won't look for a further dive.
I was going to say, there's
Can't
a
ban
very
both
slim
games,
window that they
though.
were looking to play on, and now
Oh,
Perfect
Kane wasn't
is
banned.
going to be completely fine. Resets, opens, are going to be able to open up back on that top side.
Oh.
And you're not getting any sort of advantages through this. KT continue to move their Jarvan up towards his top side. They can now look to support Perfect as he shows this out. It's just great stuff.
And I mean, you know that that Trundle is up on the top side, and just start looking at all the vision that they're getting, you know, down in this bottom side area. There's so many wards that they're actually placing in the enemy jungle here. They have
What
all
the
the
fuck
info,
is that
right?
warding?
You knew that Genja was up on the top side. You go in on the bot side, you place all these wards, you have full river control as well. You know, when you're behind,
damn,
you're saying,
Peter.
jungler, please save me, bail me out,
Oh my
get a
god,
kill.
dude,
But,
CFO's
like,
down 2K
they know where he
gold.
is. They got map packs.
Nothing's happened yet.
Really nicely played from KT in this early game. For CFO, you do still scale. You've got an Azir. You have a Rakan there for the engage. You've got Subjugate if anyone gets too tanky later on. There's the Emperor's Divide onto BDD, who'll flash after the pillar. And that is a summoner down for the KT mid.
And
I mean, Kais is also Doggo's
45
signature
seconds until the
champion.
Dragon, you could end up looking for him, especially with someone like Kaiwing. But there we go!
Shockwave, depth charge. They get the knock-up. The quickness comes out, but it's not in time. Peter claims the kill, calling Captain Hook because he's sending Honkyu to Neverland.
And he's always there first. Kaiwing that little bit too
Fuck
late and saving his mid
me.
laner. And it's Peter that are making things happen for KT.
I agree. I mean, he's just being so proactive here, and now you knock the mid laner down. Kaiwing spent his ult. Cuz is behind Doggo.
Oh, Doggo, is your bark worse than your bite? It seems like it flashes away.
Oh!
Gets away with the killer instinct as well with the TP coming out. Doggo able to survive. KT, I mean, they back away. No one goes below half HP. They'll be happy enough. They get the flash and that killer instinct out.
Yeah, I mean, it's smooth moves from Doggo to survive in the 1v3, but at the
Oh
end of
my
the day,
God.
as you say, that's teleport, that's flash, that's ult, and your defensive highlight is just staying alive while KT is going to start the dragon and say, good luck fighting us now. Your AD has nothing.
And plates in mid lane because you had to shift the Azir down to that bottom side, which means BDD is
Oh,
opening
fuck,
up this
dude, I feel like
thing even
shit. Oh,
further
no,
in
please,
his favor
guys.
with that first item already completed.
Come on, give me a
It is
moment.
Still KT winning.
And it's feats. 12 minutes in, 3 objectives to none, 3 kills to none. And you've already got the upgraded boots coming out, the Ionian cooldown boots for BDD being upgraded. They're going to set up around this red buff. Do
What the
CFO
fuck?
No.
Oh, Junja. He starts up the red. There's the hook, and Junja in the jungle sent to an early grave. A fourth for KT. They ruled the rift.
I mean, this is just the vision playing off of that. They have been controlling this jungle so incredibly well. And now that they have the lead, they're just snowballing it out of control.
They've got
Peter's
depth charge here.
Exactly. He's just going to go right down. He's going to get stopped. You just flag it.
Flag comes out. Peter will have another hook. He's just standing there. He's like, what are you going to do, Honkyu? Depth charge down. They'll look for the engage. A Cataclysm alongside BDD enough. It's a shellacking for KT. They're shucking these oysters everywhere on the map.
I mean, it's picture perfect, but it's an ugly picture if you're a CFO fan because KT are making game 2 look like an absolute breeze, and it's all been around this play with BDD. Constantly going towards mid lane, getting involved with him, unlocking their player here to move around the map to really get control. BDD has been such a star for this team all year long.
Rest and Doggo looking for this flash away from Perfect, TP in from KT, and they just don't have the damage to work their way through that Renekton.
Great flash from Perfect, predicting that Rest was going to look for that Q slow, and maybe that gives the Kai'Sa enough time to get the auto attacks down to take down the Renekton.
This is so hard to
but
watch.
Again, it's CFO hoping and praying that they can make these plays work, but KT happy to match. You still get BDD pushing in that wave. No one going to be able to answer for it. You're losing out on the map. Duck down, pushing in the mid lane. It's KT getting map presence constantly.
Exactly. And I mean, when you're playing against a team like this that has that much wave clear, that much pressure, and you're behind, you have to overload one side to try to make a play, but you're always going to pay for it, right? Because Sivir is just infinitely one-shotting the waves. With Essence Reaver, BDD is going to one-shot any waves that come his way, and they have triple grubs. So you lose so much tower damage every single time you have one of these failed plays. And I mean, they did get the flash out perfect. That's nice, but they didn't even force the ult.
but it's so well orchestrated by KT. It's knock out Junja by kicking out one of the legs, then go for the lanes because Junja's then behind. And it makes it so difficult for CFO to actually answer for any of these plays because they are always at a man disadvantage.
And
why is KT looking so strong?
It's BDD in that mid lane. 2K ahead has been involved in every single kill. The synergy between him and Peter through this game, through this Worlds, has been absolutely top notch. This guy is popping off, and for so long, I think people will have looked at BDD as one of the greats, but not quite. Perhaps at this Worlds, he can really take that step to the upper echelons.
Yeah, the only man on this team who's been to that semi-final, hoping to take the rest of them there, and the organization for the first time, but it's Rest who needs to get out of here.
Exhausted there for a second. Spell Shield coming out from Dam, and Tofo Q3 going wide, but it's just going to be
oh my god, they're just hitting all the towers!
They know they can force Rest away, take the turret, their second of the game, and CFO have been able to stop the perfect game from happening by taking a tower of their own, but apart from that, KT very much on their way.
Fuck, man, I don't know what to say, dude. This is looking kind of rough.
You can do some cross mapping, you know, pick up some gold to come back in, but when objective bounties are spawning at 15 minutes, you know it is going to be an uphill battle, to say the very least.
Yeah, and you already highlighted the wave clear. It's a Rift Herald now as well, so you were already losing on the map. Now you doubly lose on the map, but Perfect might lose this.
Pillar coming out. There's a Killer Instinct as well with the
okay,
quickness.
Please.
Invested. Perfect falls the shutdown to Doggo.
Okay.
A pick for CFO and a small breath of life into this game.
Imperfect. Not going to be able to get away with that one.
Bark again, Poppy. When CFO pops off, I'm going to bark.
Down towards this bot side, seeing if they can make a play or at the very least control some vision. They have to have all of the kind of vision past that line of scrimmage, you know, in the mid lane and through that river. So there's no more vision in their jungle. They really are hoping to not give up a super early soul point. When you're this kind of a dive comp, you know, yes, there is an Azir, yes, you have some damage there, but you really do not want to be giving over a Mountain Soul.
They did get the pick, but Junja went to do his Krugs, and you don't really get that push in mid
because scales, yeah.
both Hongq and Kaiwing went to try and set up that vision on the bottom side, so now it's KT going to answer back.
Oh, they're going to form and dive his ass
again. It's the same setup again. Rest is on his way across on the hunt, popped by Dam as they look for the chase. Depth charge onto Hongq, Emperor's Divide, dodged by the Cataclysm. Hongq not in the redemption in time. CFO lose their mid laner and now might lose the rest as they get chased down by KT. Junja on the flank of 4v4 begins
to on, is this winnable?
Not TPing down yet. The redemption for KT will top them up, and in the end, they just back away.
CFO are asking, why are KT better? And it's just cause. The hop over the Emperor's Divide sets up beautifully, and now with the dragon there for them as well. That's 3 dragons to their name.
I mean, that was beautiful from Cuz. Walks in, and he's basically daring you to dash away, right? He's holding the Cataclysm, he's holding the Flag and Drag. He's ready to punish at a moment's notice. Perfect reaction time there to immune that Azir ultimate. They win out in the 4v4. Perfect doesn't have to even bother teleporting down. They get the dragon there at soul point, 18 minutes into the game. They have really accelerated the game to a ridiculous degree. When you look at a composition like this, that's Orianna Sivir, you're thinking, all right, they're going to play it slow,
kind of fucking crazy how fast
they've just been dominating. They realize their position in the game, so they're going to keep their foot on the gas and just continue to press.
Just keep that pressure up. CFO looking for those objective bounties.
What is happening?
Trying to find any gold they can on the map. Doggo is at 2 items for going the upgraded boots.
Is T1 and FlyQuest is that bad?
The only player
is KT the real final boss?
If you're going to put a gold lead on anyone, Doggo, so far this tournament's been the guy you want to put it on. Constantly impressing, but it's going to be a very long road back for CFO in this game.
You hope that they can find those moments, though. Again, like, this is the heart and soul of a region, a team that has defied expectations and made a name for themselves. And although they haven't been able to show what they're capable of in this series thus far, I think CFO have really shown that they are a team that you need to keep your eyes on at Worlds 2025 and honestly at MSIs as well. Like, this is a roster that has continued to impress on an international stage.
Yeah, I mean, some of the teams that weren't giving them respect have already been sent home. Peter's looking for another play.
Charge down onto Junja the Pillar. That's not really going to stop anyone getting in, but the good quickness out from Kaiwing distracts the rest of KT. Kaiwing trying to dash back, but he's taken out by Dam. 1 down so far. KT can advance. Great hook again!
What the fuck?
Peter, what are you? He constantly finds the picks, and now CFO picked apart by this perfect Nautilus. Perfect diving in for Ruthless Predator.
Oh my god, I just feel like CFO's not playing
for a tier
par.
3. Cuz begins to disengage, but they'll just get the
they're getting
charge in,
another charge
and then
in.
Peter should be able to dredge line his way away.
And they can even go right back to the Otacon that's about to spawn here if they really want to put that pressure on. They're going to take away the jungle camps. They get the charge on another tower. It's 6k up, and yeah, they're just going to do Otacon on spawn again, because why not? Honku has no teleport and he's still dead.
He goes for it again. Rest steps in front of the bullet for Doggo. They're not back onto Peter, though. Now slammed into the wall, and the rest
I mean,
of
they
KT
killed
unable to
Peter, but
respond
who gives a
in time.
fuck?
Doggo diving onto the backline and killer instinct flashes.
No!
Doggo
Please!
gets the shutdown.
Oh my god!
BDD's still alive. Not much mana on BDD, though. They're
What
still able
the
to kill
fuck?
Kaiwing. Honku and Ginger need to do it
Does
all.
Honku do damage?
Honku doesn't have the damage. Only an Ashes and a faded Ashes at his back. KT back away.
Again, Doggo risked it all for CFO, but it falls short. KT are able to continue keeping that pressure up in the fight, and it's CFO who have to back away.
I mean, Doggo is able to find a pretty good play here. You know,
What?
again,
Yeah,
your
what the
opportunities are gonna
fuck?
be few and
I
far
didn't think
between.
Peter was this
and this hook
good.
gets blocked there by Rest, so they say, you know what, we have to try to take advantage of the moment. It's another shutdown, and then Doggo just goes so aggressive, flashing to the side there to try to avoid some of the damage from BDD. Does get a second shutdown for himself. But the problem is, BDD is 3,000 gold ahead, and he is still alive, still fighting there. So even with Duckdown falling, I mean, just look at the mid-jungle advantage. It's ridiculous.
4.9k between the two. The Otacon has been begun by KT. CFO still looking for it. They have the Emperor's Divide if they can find a way into this fight, but Honku goes in, BDD pops a stopwatch, Otacon secured, Kaiwing with a good quickness finds two with a knock-up, but
Stopwatch
CFO now
OP.
need to disengage. All their engage tools have been used. Cuz diving onto that backline. Cuz taken out by Doggo.
Doggo!
For it as well. But this
Doesn't have ult though. Ah, it's over.
Shows him where the cage is at. Puts him back to the fountain. Only Honku left alive. As perfect BDD, Knockdown and Peter collapsed. It's an ace for KT.
There's nowhere to run. There is nowhere to hide. KT are taking everything on this
Oh
map.
my god.
And CFO, they look confused. They look like they don't know how they're supposed to crack
so
this.
fucking
I don't
good.
think you're cracking
Holy
this
shit.
game, man. It is an absolute stomp here as KT, again, know they're just at such an advantageous position. Perfect just goes straight in on the Nautilus. On the other side, you know, it's Honku and Kaiwing trying to find this flanking angle, but they use the redemption for the reset and then just send Cuz in. A great stun and bit of CC there to allow Doggo to finish him off, but Perfect is just too strong. No one's there to actually peel for Doggo. And again, there's just too many threats on the KT side. They're too rich.
Yeah, no killer instinct for Doggo as well to try and escape away, so gets caught by the Croc. And it's his swamp right now. KT.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. This game is kind of fucked.
Soul, and it's already been impossible for CFO to break KT.
I mean, this is going to be the last gasp you have to kind of think for CFO. It's win
I think
this fight.
I think they have to start thinking about next game, right? Like,
or you
what
are
the
cooked,
fuck?
but KT is ready. You know, they already have so much power here. Red buff and blue buff just got picked up, and they are going to be waiting for CFO to go forward.
Almost an infinity edge for Duckdown. Doggo the only one really with two items that matter for CFO as they try and step into the darkness, into that fog of war.
Yeah,
The
Rest has
dragon
to walk
resets.
forward.
Rest using his health bar to try and gain purchase in the river right now, but KT keeping them at arm's length. Rest still stepping forward. The Drake
Doom
Howler
Dragon.
7k. Kaiwing flashes for BDD, lands the
he gets
quickness and the
BDD,
grand
but
entrance, but with a flash away from BDD, Perfect dives in, and the chase goes in from Cuz. Cataclysm onto the backline, the Emperor's Divide from Honku.
Fuck, dude.
Everyone from KT.
Everyone's in the back line.
Now with the redemption, they are topped up to full. For a moment, CFO looked like they may have found the fight, but the wallets are too damn heavy. KT find the 5-0 ace and will walk it down mid.
Yeah, CFO posed the question, but BDD had the answer as he has every single time this game. 100% KP for BDD, 6-0 and 15 on the Orianna as they're looking for one of the fastest games at Worlds.
Sub 25 minute, the prize for them. This roller coaster keeps on ratcheting up. KT in dominant fashion are gonna make it 2-0. The scoreline looks at BDD, but the hearts were won by Peter. KT one game away from the promised land.
The reverse sweep.
Again, control.
Please reverse sweep, CFO.
Desk. Is there an answer available?
They look excited up there.
They do.
I heard you, and I'm right above you. So
we're turning around and glaring at them right now.
I will not hesitate to jump on those casters, guys. So beware. KT Rolster is 1 game away from reaching the very first semifinals in the history of the organization. And I think about this roster, Emily, at the beginning of the year, the hope, the struggles that they went through. Is
I don't know, dude.
The best result that they
like,
had, and they're
listen,
about to do 1 game away
I don't
once
know.
again from this result.
I feel like CFO could be playing so much better.
Debut for Peter, like what an international debut for Peter, right? Because he was actually
It's not over.
Replaced earlier this year for
What are you talking about?
Came back onto the roster.
It's still winnable. It's a
BO5. I know they're
BO5.
calling out BDD was obviously kind of the star of their team fights throughout this, but it was Peter's Nautilus from level 1 setting up this KT early game. Absolutely great game from him.
He has been ramping up all here, but he's clearly attained his final form here at Worlds in our HyperX Reflex replay, Kobe.
I mean, this game was not close. So let's go back, as you say in our replay, to a time when it was close. You know, at the very beginning of the game. This is before the 7 deaths that ended up happening to Honkyu. The very first is opened up from Peter's roam from bottom lane, the level 2 roam. Because Honkyu is trading so aggressively with BDD, they make the call. Peter, invest.
Yeah, I mean,
just go for the hook. You trade flashes with Honkyu. Then Honkyu, he actually has confidence. He steps back up. So the heal, move speed, he dodges a second hook. He emotes.
It's legit. I mean,
he's just thinking about the Peter danger, and he wasn't thinking about, oh, I have no flash and BDD does. So Peter just takes away all the cooldowns from the Azir first, and then BDD can come in and get that first blood, which you know turned into many more bloods.
Yeah, that set up BDD for his 100% co-participation. As we're just gonna roll through.
dude, there's very few teams that have done a reverse sweep. CFO's one of them, okay?
His hooks were so clutch. Before that mid lane play that we just went over, Kobe,
like,
he'd already helped through the Nautilus level.
I don't want to. I'm not giving up, right? There's still
once again,
like
Junja could not be
winnable.
as aggressive as he would have wanted to be in this early game, right? And the thing I really love, as we still see Peter kind of beasting it on this Nautilus, is that KT in both Game 1 and Game 2 have come in with clear early game
I'm gonna get
plans,
some
right?
water.
Like, we're
I'm
highlighting
fucking
Peter's
dying.
Nautilus here because he was so huge in resetting that lane for BDD, really getting BDD ahead. But the fact that KT has come in now with these 2 drafts, have really wanted to take over the early game is a great sign based on what we've seen from this team previously in Split 3.
And that's a crucial point here. We were expecting
stupid.
KT
Whatever.
to get better at those stages of the
I mean,
game,
it's
but on
some
the
water.
other side, for CFO,
I need a
they
mental
had a fantastic
reset.
year. They kept on surprising. The wall stage is the moment teams make or break, and right now, Kobe, it looks like it's going to be complicated for them. Do you see a comeback potential?
No,
for
I
CFO?
don't. You talk about breaking. That game was not close in any sense of the word. They have to completely do everything different from that game. You have to try and at least get 1 winning lane. You have to play better in skirmishes, better in team fights, because KT just absolutely blasted them. They're making this look like a very unfair quarterfinals.
Yeah, I think the big thing for me is they need to get Jinja involved early, right? Like, Jinja is such an engine for this team. He's the best jungler in the LCP. He has this consistent titles record, right, over there. So I think for me, it's all about, can Jinja get involved, get some pushing lanes, like you said, and move CFO forward.
This has been the most one-sided series that I did not expect, honestly, to see here today. KT Rolster 1 game away from doing the very first semifinal in the history of the organization. Let's see if they can take it right after the break.
Q goes in, BDD pops a stopwatch, Anagon secured, Kaiwing with a good quickness finds 2 with a knockup, but CFO now need to disengage. All their engage tools have been used. Cuz diving onto that backline. Cuz taken out by Doggo. Perfect look for it as well. But this dog who let him out, Perfect, shows him where the cage is at. Puts him back to the fountain. Only Honkyu left alive. As Perfect, BDD, knocked down and Peter collapsed. It's an ace for KT.
There's nowhere to run. There is nowhere to hide. KT are taking everything.
I was a player. If I was to like make a misplay, maybe it's my mouse, maybe it's my armrest, something feels wrong. If you were at home, you wouldn't do that.
The Infinite Precision Armrest is part of the larger Circulab on Stage standard initiative, aimed to bring your home or training room settings to the tournament stage.
이제 저뿐만 아니라 다른 선수들도 세팅을 더 원활하게 할 것 같고
가장 편안할 때 더 강력한 플레이가 자연스럽게 나옵니다.
Red Bull gives you wings.
The greatest players in the world are here.
They can just burn this one down. Oh my god, forward by 9!
You are going to see them like you've never seen them before.
Rocket Will as the Arcane Storm doing so much work, and Gen G, they are just going to ace them!
누굴 만나도 이길 수 있다는 자신감 정도로만 생각하고 있습니다.
Gen G, the EWC winners! Locking down the Drake is now Doran. Decent position, double break down my walls, but I won't rise again. Cause I stand tall in my environment. How could I ever close my eyes as they silent since they try to take me down with their violence? Oh, they go back in! Bishop flashes in! And down goes Knight!
Alright guys, I just landed in China. Let's go.
Play the local way, pay your way.
Have you ever seen the Great Wall at night?
Play the local way, pay your way.
I just need CFO to do one game. Give me one. I'm negotiating with the gods. RNGesus. I asked thee for one game. RNGesus, bless me with one game. Come on. Ugh. Oh. Okay. Hold on. I'm getting a call. Hello? Hello? Oh. Hey, Riot. Oh, you told CFO to lose the first 2 games to bring in more viewership? Oh, okay. Oh, CFO's about to reverse sweep. I see, I see. Okay. Yeah. Don't tell chat. Oh, oops. Yeah, of course I wouldn't tell chat. Yeah. No problem. I understand. Yes. Sponsors weren't happy with if CFO 3-0'd, so CFO needed to 3-0 them. Or 3-2, okay, okay. Reverse sweep. For maximum viewership. Oh. Oh, my asshole's about to explode. Oh my god, Puckle, stop! Ugh. I'm gonna be fucking depressed, dude.
안녕하세요. 처음으로 월즈에 진출한 신입생 KT 롤스터 피터 정윤수입니다. 저는 데뷔 때부터 월즈 진출이 제 꿈이었고 계속해서 도전에 실패할 때마다 다음 연도에는 내가 저 자리에, 다음 연도에는 내가 그랬던 것 같습니다. 항상 꿈에 그리던 무대였는데 그 꿈을 이번 연도에 밟게 되어서 행복한 것 같습니다. 1차적인 목표를 이뤘다고 생각해서 많이 기쁘고요. 그렇지만 여기에 나온 팀들은 모두 저력 있는 팀이라 생각해서 잘 준비해서 월즈 우승까지 할 수 있도록 하겠습니다. 좋을 때나 힘들 때나 한결같이 그 자리에서 묵묵히 응원해주신 팬분들께 진심으로 감사드립니다. 바이바이.
Lose. This is too much to ask for KT to lose. They lose all the time! Can't they lose now?
Winning the fastest game at Worlds so far this year as the second game of the series. For
Fastest
CFO,
game.
it is a mountain to climb, and unfortunately, they don't have a roller coaster to carry them up it, unlike KT, who keep going up, up, up.
BDD is looking like he's sitting on top of the mountain, rolling down boulders.
Last stand, bro. Trust. I believe. I'm not giving up.
Because last game was looking like KT
stay on
took
here.
over
There you go.
so fast.
It was red
and,
side.
BDD
Okay.
got monstrously ahead. I feel like
Get that
you are
counter
down
pick,
2-0.
baby.
It is at Worlds. It is potentially your last game. I want to see them get a little bit spicy. You're on red side. I think that means we're going to get some interesting counter picks. This is the time, if you have any pocket picks, you've got to do something because standard is just not even close to working.
Now you can see it. There's just no answer for it across the board, but how funky can you get? And whatever Fodian game they need to play, it's going to be a very difficult one in this to try and reach the top of that mountain. As KT, once more, going to see if they can push it to that game number 3.
I mean, Rest has played some weird stuff. You know, when you look at, all of the games that he played throughout this year, he has an Udyr, a Karma, a Shyvana, a Shen. Like, he's got Nidalee. He's got all kinds of random picks up there. So I don't know if he's going to see the opportunity for it, but to me, when you are looking like you are kind of playing a similar
I just think
game as your
we need to
opponents,
find a
but
way
just
so
a much worse
Junja can
version of
pop
that,
off and
it is
carry
time to kind of
and
just
protect Konku so
break the
Honky can
chains,
like
man,
go
crazy,
lane against BDD.
do whatever you can think of because you're not going to win this series if you can't really throw a wrench in the gears.
And if it is your last game at Worlds 2025, try and just go out and show what your region was, what you were capable of doing. Like even Kaiwing having like pockets picked like his Thresh as well. Show over the course of this year what you were capable of. And if maybe, just maybe, you can take down KT, push yourself to that game 4 in these picks, maybe that opens up that wrench in the works that you need.
Look, I'm not saying it would be the most KT thing to go 2-0 up, get everyone excited, and then lose in a reverse sweep, but that would be the most KT thing I've ever heard of, as we see the Ambessa banned away by
Sion.
CFO and an immediate Sion pick here for Perfect.
Yeah, Sion is up, and I feel like you have got to have some sort of a plan. I have been kind of preaching. I'm a big fan of Cho'Gath as a potential answer. Mord has been the answer of the tournament. So I was thinking something like that, or even if you want to go crazy, go like Fiora, I would be down for whatever. Whatever you think is the best counter, bring it out. Mord, I think, definitely can work. But the problem with Sion is always that not only are you so resilient, but all of your basic abilities are AoE wave clear. So it's really hard to actually create a meaningful advantage. And Rek'Sai, to me, is just a much worse Sion. So I don't feel like this is it. Unless they have something else cooking, I truly do not understand leaving Sion up.
It is also taking the Rek'Sai in this rotation rather than trying to lock in something strong for yourself, like that mid jungle, or even trying to open up something spicy for Kaiwing in that bottom side of the map. So I am curious what the next rotation is. I imagine it will be a jungle pick for Junja, but the Caitlyn actually going to be locked in.
Maybe
Caitlyn.
just Caitlyn Karma or something.
Go for Cryo bot lane and then play beef tanks in front of it. Honkyu loves a good Swain game, so maybe you just play beefy front line with an AD carry that can do the damage from the backline. Caitlyn, not the hyperscaler, but really good at sieging and does have a lot of damage in the late game.
The only thing I'm worried about, though, is that KT have been able to find success mid and early game. So if you're hitting this trough of where Caitlyn hasn't really hit her power spike, that's really where you are going to struggle in this game if you don't have something to facilitate that kind of mid-game point.
Fuck me, is that Doc them Ziggs?
They know that they are going to get pushed in that bot lane, but as soon as the Ziggs gets towards that forbidden chapter, he can actually just wave clear for days. Chuck out the explosive minefield, a couple of bouncing bombs. The wave's gone before you can actually siege effectively.
And we do know it can be a flex, right? This could just be bot lane. Is just we're just going to actually just wave clear infinitely and try to make the life difficult of this Caitlyn. Bard, would be one of these strong laners here, especially early game against Alistar, who is a pretty pitiful laner that would allow Kaiwing to have both some prio in the lane, and also get out on the maps and potentially
go Kaiwing, show off your Bard,
havoc, which could be beneficial for them.
I do like that thought of swapping the Ziggs down into that bottom side, because honestly I think opening up like an AD mid laner for BDD could also be clutch here. We've seen the Yone come out a couple of times, and if you want to try and have that access to backline, that can work out. Caitlyn, though, of course, going to be very strong when it comes towards both avoiding some of that pressure and also just clearing out these mid waves. So if you opt into this kind of 1-4 split push, it may be easier for CFO to manage.
I mean, Doctor has played the Ziggs 7 times so far this year. BDD has not yet played it, but of course he could. But I am just kind of assuming that they're saying, you know what, you're going for Caitlyn. If that's going to be your big swing, we're just going to neutralize you. And then Ziggs can be so effective when you have
I don't know, man.
Like
I'm praying it's not 3-0.
Alistar's going to be flying in, Sion's going to be flying in, Ziggs ult is going to go on your head, and it becomes so hard to actually play out the fight from there. And I am getting a little bit worried if there's not any more spice than this for the CFO draft.
Yeah, especially when you're already from CFO trying to ban away more of that dive, because they kind of realize like something like a Vi here probably going to be the last ban. Actually, the Yone, because if Vi's banned on that first rotation, because it is a case of just more of that backline pressure that you're trying to nullify, and Yone taken away. Like, it's very difficult for CFO given the current circumstance.
I do really like the Sylas ban here. It is something that would give them some aggression. It's also Alistar, which is one of those ultimates that are so key.
Big respect to Honkyu as well, because in the finals against Team Secret Wales, he outplayed Histo in the Sylas versus Zed 1v1. The Zed was so fed, and it was like kind of his Faker versus Ryu moment, his moment that he really announced himself as the best player in the LCP. So now, getting with the Sylas, getting with the Pantheon, you can see KT saying, okay, we'll make sure that you can't be giga tanky by stealing the Alistar ult, but we'll also make sure you don't have long-range follow-up engage to something like a Tempered Fate.
Is it? I mean, you could obviously flex backside of jungle if you really want, but I don't think that's likely.
Just Kindred?
Kindred would be fun. I mean, Kindred to me can be one of those really powerful scaling picks. And you are going to need a lot of consistent damage to be able to get through this Scion, but
I was so excited.
Standard kind of at the end of the day, so I'm not really loving what we've seen from CFO on a red side. If you're going to go red side, and then it's like your Scion counter pick is a Rek'Sai, and you're blind picking your bot lane, I kind of don't really
win, I would
understand
just
what
end extreme. I'm never coming
back.
back.
Go with here.
I mean, it must be just try and enable Honkyu on something funky, right? Like, he's the last pick here to see what you can pick up. But BDT, Zoe!
I think it might be time to go to sleep for CFO.
I was going to say, if you want to play against your icon and he picks at the Zoe, Honkyu, what have you got? You've been watching this man for years, and now it's his signature pick that you have to find a win over.
This is just the GOAT Zoe, and there's so much poke. I will say, consistent damage, very low for the KT side. Your damage is Ziggs and Zoe, right? Yeah, there is the Viego, but Viego is not going to work through a tank or anything like that. So
I'm fine with the Hui.
It is comfort, but it is also not the most easy comp to pilot.
Yeah.
That being said, if you are first to the objective as KT, trying to walk in through Ziggs poke and Zoe poke is going to be an absolute nightmare. And CFO at the end of the day kind of just went with like a couple meatballs and some scaling carries, and they're going pretty standard here.
I feel that we actually, I'm not 100% sure on it, but I'm pretty sure KT played this draft when they beat Gen G. With the Zoe, with the bubbles, and then the Viego coming across. I might be misremembering, but I remember it was about the initial poke into then the Viego coming out. But I could be misremembering it as we see the first Zoe at Worlds this year. For KT, they have the initial burst damage, and then they have the Viego looking for those resets. For CFO, they have some scaling. Hui does a lot of damage as the game goes on. They've got a bit of a tanky front line, but is there perhaps a range comp mostly?
I think what you can do as CFO though is fish for some nice picks, right? Like Zoe, very strong when ahead, but if you start to fall behind and you're able to look for these like Bard ultimates to lock her down after she comes back out of the portal, like they are very easy plays to make, and maybe that's how you can try and swing it. But again, if you just have this hard focus from KT on shutting down Junja, denying them from getting any sort of leads in the early game, you can look to snowball off of, hey, we're just going to move the 6 around and try and take towers very quickly.
CFO, take my energy. CFO, please.
The final game of this second quarterfinal. I must be misremembering. Having a look. Oh no, they had it. It was their 4th game, but it was with a Nocturne, not with a Viego. Similar idea though. The Nocturne was there with the Paranoia. You had the Ziggs, the Zoe combination for that initial burst.
Yep, absolutely. It is that kind of 1-2 punch of the Ziggs and the Zoe, but they also did have kind of some work.
Oh yeah, we gotta watch Jinja. Jinja, you gotta fucking play well.
Of course, Viego, I think
we believe in you, Jinja. Jinja, you're a great jungler.
To have a bit more
Show them what you got.
That being said, there's not really any. Like,
Cuz ain't shit. Cuz ain't shit.
Rek'Sai building Bruiser, and Junja on this Skarner, not going to be too big of an issue, I don't think. So it'll be interesting to see how they can play it out, because it's really going to be about Hongq and Doggo, I think, avoiding a lot of this poke, avoiding a lot of the damage. And Rest and Junja, it's going to be them moving in first, trying to absorb that poke, creating space for these carries for them to be able to have a chance.
Yeah, I think Junja's going to have his work cut out from this game. Skarner not great into a lot of range. Just the only real target that you're going to have is something like that Sion. But
CFO, let's go! I believe. I'm full trusting in them.
Junja access in the early game. He has been such a core part of this roster the entire time that he's been on it. And unfortunately for him, this game
there we go,
he's been the target of KT consistently.
Fuck him up.
Hasn't managed to find that impact.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be very difficult because there's a lot of tools to actually disrupt what the Skarner is trying to do as well. You're looking at Headbutt away, you're looking at Satchel, you're looking at trying to drive straight in on a Zoe who can sleep you. It's very, very difficult, I think, you know, for him to be able to find these effective ganks. And then, sure, you could attack topside, but you're ganking a Sion, right? So it's going to be tough.
We've talked at length across the course of the series and on the analyst desk about, you know, you don't say you're excited about KT. You don't get too much motivation when you're talking about them, because sometimes you're worried that they're not going to be able to have as much impact as they want. 2015 knocked out in the quarterfinals. 2018 knocked out in the quarterfinals. 2023 knocked out in the quarterfinals. Often they lose to a team that either loses to the champions or are the champions, but for so long KT have been on the brink of taking that next step, and it seems like today here in Shanghai, it is finally their time to go one step further towards the finals.
And what an impressive performance it would be. The fact that
Perfect is not good. Top laner, come on, Rest.
Did not look good. They were not able to pick up wins at the
Lock
start
it,
of the group
lads.
stage.
You got this. Yeah, there we go.
Playoffs, they have this massive upset against Gen G.
Hey,
and
early game,
the whole world
no
takes
disaster.
Notice.
Let's fucking go.
That notice is exactly
Take what
where
we
KT
get.
fans don't want it to go. As KT
Junja's Skarner is really good.
up on that success, but a 3-0 start here
Rest
at
also
Worlds,
played well on the Rek'Sai side,
potentially looking to
but
see
it was
if they
against
can
Bwipo,
have
so
a 3-0
fuck,
performance here against CFO.
I mean, it would make it 7 straight
And
wins.
he's really good. Bwipo's good. Therefore, his
CFO,
drivers, Rest is also really good.
In. Really feels important to try to create a point of power on the map, somewhere that you can really focus on, that you can play towards. Obviously, you do have these champions like the Skarner and like the Bard that really can get active on the map, but you need somewhere to attack. You need somewhere to go. I don't think it's going to be top lane, so you really are looking at Hongq and Doggo to try to have that big standout performance. It feels like kind of all the eggs have got to be in those baskets.
I really agree with you.
I fucking hate
CFO,
BDD.
It's, again, like an international where they have impressed.
Why is this the year he wants to blow up and look fucking so good? Why can't he just be like...
come back into Worlds, they impressed with the victory versus
Why is his
T1.
teammates also playing well? What the fuck? I thought it was BD 1v9.
The question is, can they find that form again? Because KT have been on an absolute tear today. Like, CFO haven't played to the level perhaps they would have wanted, but you have to give credit to KT. This is probably the best performance I've seen from a 3-0 team coming back after the break. As we see a gank in the mid lane. Oh, Spectral Maw is expecting the flash from Hongq, but he holds it and is able to walk away.
Yeah, Doc Sam Peter. Yeah, and perfect.
But realistically, like, it's a nothing gank from
now
Close,
Worlds are playing well. Like, fuck
he
me,
wanted to
man.
move back down towards his bottom side of the map. So a transitional gank that just puts some pressure on towards Hongq, and we've pretty much seen this consistently, right? The attacks from KT have been try and get in towards the
Dude,
jungle.
also
can we burn
Cuz.
Junja's
I mean,
flash?
Cuz has
Can we
always
put
been
some
like
pressure
pretty
on
good,
Junja?
but fuck
okay,
me,
we've
dude.
done that. Right, let's move Peter mid. Let's move Cuz mid. Let's try and put some pressure on Honkyu. That mid jungle that we hyped up so much coming into today has been under constant threat from KT.
Really has, and they're going to try to put some pressure on this top side. Rest has the prio. Perfect is up here. You can see BDD is moving, though.
Oh my God,
He's already
BDD's on
heading
his
up here,
way.
so Perfect just has to delay.
Gotta kill him quickly, Junja!
Oh,
He looks for the Yashav's impact, but he flashes over. Perfect, who flashes away. BDD has the sleepy trouble bubble, and Junja is gonna take a little nap. Underneath the tower, no one tanking it. The paddle star going wide. Still damage on Junja. He's able to walk his way away. In the end, an exchange of summoners.
That is heartbreaking for CFO. Junja not able to make it happen, and honestly, lucky they managed to escape afterward. Rest doing a good job of blocking the paddle star from being able to connect onto the jungler.
Yeah, did a really good job to be able to block that up, but that is heartbreaking. Jinja, such a strong jungler here. That does feel like one of those world's nerves moments here, as he tried to flash in for the unreactable Ishtal's impact to be able to get the instant stun on the wall, but he just flashed past him and then tried to hit us with a little drift to get back into position, but couldn't quite find it. Might have been the first kill there of the game for them, and it's one that you feel like you need that momentum coming in, but someone that they have been able to depend on here at Worlds is Doggo. This guy has been having a stellar tournament. We've talked about him a lot, crushing on the Draven games. And he's going to
still be hyped for
here
the rest of Worlds. They'll be
on
okay,
this
Pookie.
Caitlyn when his team needs him most. I mean, he's first of all 80 carries, goal
That's not
difference
what I
at
want to hear,
14,
man. Fuck me.
really high damage percentage, has been passing the eye test with flying colors. You need to get him in a winning position, because even in these last two games, when you think about who has been having the best individual
Not
performance
over
for
yet?
CFO,
It's not,
even in losses,
exactly.
I feel like it has mostly been him. He has been trying to find these big
It's
moments,
not
trying to go
over till it's
aggressive. You think to the
over.
Corki game, you know,
Don't
flashing
ever
and
say
getting that
it's
kill. You think to the
over.
Kai'Sa
Oh
game,
my
that
God,
bot
I'm
lane
done.
fight, you know,
I'll
going
stop.
deep against those carries and getting a couple shutdowns. If they can get him in a winning position, Doggo has the mechanics to get you across the finish line against teams of this caliber.
Especially against a composition like this from KT. This is one that wants to snowball. Zoe went ahead, incredibly strong. Zoe went behind, bloody useless. And a very similar story when you come towards the Ziggs, but Dokdam has not been missing these bouncing bombs, and Doggo's hurting.
Yeah, and Dokdam is level 6, so you have got to be careful. You get hit by anything else, the ult might just be your flash or your death. So Doggo gonna have to back off, which means you're gonna be losing some more minions.
Fucking flank from
Bubble down. Peter looking for the headbutt pulverize. Spectral Maw coming out as well will land the stun, but only onto Honkyu. Kaiwing flashed away there on the Bard. Before we saw the trade in the bot side, Honkyu did look for a spiraling despair in mid, and it went wide, which is the O I exclaimed as we worked our way down towards bot.
But again, KT, pressure mid, opening up for Dokdam on bot side, keeping him able to push in. And this is a big wave now that Doggo is losing on this bottom side. And it's because Dokdam was able to hit so many of these consistently. And now Peter, how much more do they want to go for?
The Mega Inferno Bomb. Doggo is healthy enough, but a third of your HP lost just as you walk back to the lane. Kaiwing a while away from getting down here as well.
Exactly, and that early pink ward that they actually placed over by the enemy blue buff, that was Cuz placing this ward after he did that drive-by gank in mid lane. That has been there the whole time. CFO has not been able to clear that out for quite a while, and that's giving them all this information.
Oh, he sees it!
Peter just showed it to him.
Thank you, Peter!
As a ward in there. Why do you get the gold?
You know what? I respect it. He's like, we're winning a little bit too hard, buddy. The ward.
Well, Kaiwing has to kill the ward, so he's delayed at getting to the mid lane. Honkyu has to flash away with Peter but collapsing. Cuz has started up the grubs and picked up one of them so far. Already took that Chem Drake earlier on. Ginger trying to steal away one of these if he can, but he's at
what the
numbers
fuck did
disadvantage
KT
right now.
sacrifice to become so good?
On Dokdam, who's just gone for the reset as well, so potentially going to TP up to this fight. This is risky for a CFO.
Sleep onto Honkyu. BDD doesn't have a huge amount of mana. Grubs begun again by Cars. The flash!
Oh my God, Peter.
Oh, Peter, take a medal, take a prize, impaled under the tower. But he takes the enemy mid laner down with him.
Okay.
Rest trying to come in from the side. He's going to get slept as well. A perfect nap for KT to collapse as Dokdam takes the kill.
No fucking
Kaiwing
way.
chased out, make it 3. KT secure the feats of warfare.
KT have woken up and chosen violence, picking off members of CFO everywhere on the map, and now they're going to move over towards their prize of these Void Grubs.
And again, it's one of these situations where CFO is not respecting the map state. You called it out, Rob. Look at the Caitlyn. Caitlyn is locked under her tower down here on the map, and we have the Ziggs, who's going to be TPing in, adding the extra man, and just beautiful play there from Peter. Uses the W taxi, and then Q flash forward out of that, sets him up for first blood. Does lose his life, but Doctam is there. They have the extra member. They get the feats of warfare, and Honkyu's just caught snoozing. He is taken down from long range. He was shopping.
They say don't meet your idols. And Honky really wishing he hadn't on this one. BDD setting that up for the long range play from Doctam. The synergy with this composition from KT is beautiful.
I mean, the sleep into the Ziggs ult from long range. And Hongq gets taken out, and now insult to injury. More waves going to be lost here. Doctam 3-0, already so far ahead.
Temper Fate Satchel Charge down in the right position, though, for Doctam to get out, and he satchels away from the cupcake. Took a moment to reposition himself there. Doesn't gobble up that Yordle snap trap from Doggo.
Yeah, and CFO are trying, but they just can't quite get the plays they want. Doctam able to escape, push on that bottom side. More gold
CFO. I don't know, man. The way CFO's playing right now, I don't know.
Series has been through the roof. And now that you're in a position to continue this pressure, like, you can move Ziggs down to that bottom side of the map to take that turret after you push in mid. Start to threaten now and use these walls at things like the Dragon.
Oh, BDD, what is he doing now?
The first items are coming through very quickly for KT.
Yeah, it is really looking tough already as Kaiwing gonna get spotted, and Peter's looking.
The sleep again. Hongq's gonna have nightmares. Collapse from KT. And BDD claims his second.
The best Zoe in the world, and he's showing us why. Relentless pressure here. This red side draft is not
thought this would be a great game to watch.
I mean, you look up, you gave over the Scion, you've created an 80 gold lead for the Rek'Sai at this point. It's just a nothing burger. And then down in the
like
bot
absolute
side,
dog
you have
shit.
the
I don't know
Ziggs
what
that
the
was
fuck you're
picked as
talking
an
about.
answer to this Caitlyn.
They look so bad
And it
against
has been
G2,
just excelling
E1,
throughout the
and
entire
fucking
game.
We've talked about
CFO.
it so often for CFO. If Junja and Hongq can be on the same page, they can do work. But KD have shut them down perfectly. Doctam flashes away. The headshot's not enough. The Peacemaker doesn't find its mark. Junja flashes finally. Finds the shutdown. Cuz now on the back foot. Ults away with that Heartbreaker. A magical journey for Junja onto Peter, but a double blast cone will get them to safety. As Junja might try and collapse on BDD. Ishtal's impact in, catches Peter.
He's all by himself, though.
CFO trying to collapse, but there's the trample stun, a good impale through the wall.
Okay. Oh my god, they flash out.
That Skarner, Paddle Star just short of
connecting.
Okay. Spiraling despair on BDD.
Can he kill someone?
Hongq finds the kill. BDD still dashing forward with the portal, jumps in the end. CFO will back away with 2.
The Flying Oysters are not done yet. They knew that was their moment where they could put some more pressure, but Hongq needs to be careful. So Trouble Bubble doesn't land. I thought BDD might go for the flash Trouble Bubble there.
Yeah, KT were playing very aggressively in that moment. I mean, CFO pushed them out, but KT is like, you know what, we're just going to keep scrapping. They didn't want to back off to the tower. They didn't want to cede that jungle camp, so they just kept fighting, and CFO able to get something back here. But again, Doctam just pushing through mid lane constantly. Rest has been a constant up in the top lane, has been very annoying to deal with for Perfect. It is a frustrating matchup. You're locked into your tower, but Sion is still getting what Sion needs. When we look back one more time, as they had to expend so much to take down Doctam.
Yeah, the fact that he barely escapes here.
Yeah, 1 HP is so crazy.
Forced to flash to make sure that he can get the kill, just a pixel on towards that health bar. And at this stage, it's the right call from CFO. Just throw everything in the kitchen sink and see what you can get. And KT, they do stick around a bit too long. They're hoping they can play this slow with BDD having the lead that he has. But overextending that little bit too far actually gives the numbers advantage with CFO that moment to find some kills.
Exactly, and I mean, even with BDD around, you're still down a member. Doctam is dead. It's still a 4v3, and you're fighting it without the ultimates on Cuz, without the ultimate on Peter, with lower health bars, so it was definitely a very aggressive look.
Yeah, I mean, like,
KT.
I just want CFO to, you know, play their style, but I feel like CFO's not playing well the series.
A little glimmer of hope you have to feel like there for CFO.
You know, like,
the kill's going to Skarner.
The fact is like CFO can play well, so I just need to wait and see for CFO.
For CFO, 1,000 gold ahead on Junja, who has been the face of this league for so many years. As KT begin to push in top, the impale from Junja will catch up Peter.
Peter?
Already down to half HP, Spiraling Despair is going to go back into the rest of the team. Cuz getting slowed by it as well, but the Severing Bolt not enough to kill off the cow.
Nicely done, though, by Junja, making a really good use of this ultimate. Pulls him in.
CFO wins, sure.
Yes, he gets away.
I don't want.
But they are not rolling over by any means. And if you can get that Impale, it sets up Honkyu for all of his skill shots. Those become point and click.
And also just gives them this vision control in this top side if they want to play aggressive, waiting on that push from Honkyu in the top side, because you've got Herald in 30 seconds. So CFO looking to see if they can capitalize on it.
Redemption onto Honkyu just to top him up. CFO will really want to take this out, but now they have to look for the reset. No wards currently on Kaiwing. That's what he's going back for. Trying to get them up. Does have the Celestial opposition, whereas Peter yet to actually upgrade his World Atlas all the way. He's finished that Redemption, as has Kaiwing. So in terms of warding advantage, it's a small one for CFO.
You got push and bot side, and the opportunity to try and TP rest in.
I have a question. Kill sign late. I mean, Quay, Rek'Sai, Caitlyn, they all do quite a bit of damage.
Now you've got KT back out onto the map, and Peter again in a great position to just sneak some of those wards into that top side and spot out how how CFO are trying to move in en masse to this top side of the map.
You can see that CFO have maintained pretty good defensive vision in their jungle. They're trying their best to actually move it forward into that river to try to be able to take control. But Cuz and Peter have just been moving around here constantly. You know, BDD or DocDem gets push, then they move over as well.
These all CoStream worlds? Nah, I'll probably still
over this
CoStream.
vision. It's so hard to fight against a Zoe Ziggs if you do not know where they are.
Especially when double Hex Tech Gunblade completed. That's so much burst damage if you can hit both of those channels on towards lockdown targets, and that's exactly what KT are looking to do, just fishing for some of these bubbles on the top side, seeing if they can connect.
Nah, I'm just depressed, man. I wanted CFO to like win so bad.
And then
I thought CFO could actually do it.
Yeah, Peter gonna go back.
So,
lose,
like,
again,
losing is not a big deal as long as CFO
And,
looked
you have to remember
good, you
as well,
know,
the
or
sleep
did their
control bubble,
best.
The next bit of magic damage you're taking is amplified.
I mean, CFO's doing their best, but I'm
act
just
like a
rambling.
house,
I'm just so
Ziggs
fucking.
ult too.
Like,
I mean,
that's my worry.
That's kind of the real dream. Is you hit that on a carry, you press R, they're either dead or they leave
it
the fight,
is,
right? Like,
dude,
there's
1,000 gold for
continuing the fight,
Ziggs. I don't think that's
Doggo.
too bad
And,
though.
you know, in that
Ziggs
situation,
usually
if they're gonna
farms
commit
really
that,
well.
Kaiwing is going to have to be really fast with almost defensive Bard ults, right? Because if to start off the fight, one of your carries gets hit by a sleep and Ziggs is going to throw out his ult, you have got to be right there to try to deny it. But that takes really quick reactions.
And Herald no longer the target for either of these two teams as KT set up vision around the Drake. Will be soul point for them, and an Infernal Soul with Ziggs and Zoe is not something you want to give over easily. Already down to 4K. Peter acting as a bouncer. Rest trying to get in. Going forward as well, but a good pulverize from Peter.
Okay.
Stop with a temper fate. The
Ult off.
not gonna hit
Oh, Doggo's in a weird spot. Okay. He steals it. He steals it. He steals it. Steals it. Doggo wasn't even there. He's here now.
Forced to flash away.
Nice. Nice. Let's go.
Rest dives onto the back line.
Let's go.
Still looking for the chase. And Satchel charge out into the flash. Edge of it, so won't go.
CFO. Jayo.
Impact. An ace in the hole won't be enough, but Rest still on the
Let's
chase.
go, Rest.
BDD.
Fuck him up.
Forces him back underneath his tower.
Nice.
KT's poke is exceptional.
Look at Rest.
Poke lands, and Rest want to keep this going.
He slept. Satchel Char's going to knock him back. Decimating smash there as well. Rest used the tunnel.
Oh!
He flashes back in.
Rest!
Just slices them where they stand. He'll pay for it with his life. In the end, CFO turn their eyes towards the Herald.
Exactly. They're going to be able to use that pressure to go
Nice
over towards the
stuff.
Herald. I mean, this is the other side of this style of composition. It is
Fuck
so
me.
impressive when all your poke is hitting, but when the spells don't land, you have no consistent damage whatsoever. And watch BDD in this fight. He's kind of having this like one-on-one on the side against Doggo, but everything misses. And when those first round of spells do miss, Junja flashes in, gets the smite, and BDD.
Dude, Doggo wasn't
cannot
even
hurt the
there
front
for like
line
90%
whatsoever.
of that fight.
The carries are untouched on the CFO side, and once CFO in the mix, they can't be stopped.
And that's the big one, is as soon as you get this Garner into
Rest.
place, as soon as this Rek'Sai
Holy
can actually
fuck,
get onto
Rest.
the targets, that's where they are so terrifying. And ideally, KT don't let them get into that position. But by overgrouping at
CFO
the
watch
Dragon,
party. Oh my
they open
god,
up everything
dude.
for CFO. And it's just maybe give CFO that hope. Control the area, control the objectives, but Doggo.
Double onslaught. Doggo has the flash and has to use it. Gets himself
Wow,
to safety.
that bubble.
Still looking for a little bit more.
Combo.
Importantly,
Fuck,
most of the
man.
gold in that last fight for CFO, who have evened out the total gold in the game, did go to their jungler and to their top laner. Rek'Sai can do a lot of damage. Titanic Hydra complete. Tunneler as well, building up to more of those physical damage items, but
is not as much as you would like.
But for me, it's less about the gold, it's about the map control.
Sure.
'Cause that's
Let's
really
go,
what
Raz.
CFO need. When you're getting down these turrets, it doesn't give KT as much access to the map, and you can make plays like this.
Styles impact, satchel charge stops it. That does mean the satchel can't be used on the tower.
But it also, again, it's about getting this deeper vision. So as KT look to contest objectives, they're not throwing these like long-range bubbles through the walls that can then retreat, fall back step by step, and you have to constantly try and fight.
So CFO has 19 flowers.
If you
Holy
can park
shit.
yourself as CFO in front of it, you force KT to
Let's
pull
go.
that trigger early, which is exactly what we just saw. That's not
You
what
know we
KT
do enjoy
wants to
watch
do.
party.
I mean,
Dude,
it's just kind of
listen.
such an interesting.
I know you're trying to be nice,
right?
dude.
Because KT's
I'm
comp
sorry.
really is all or nothing.
But
right? You
CFO's
hit
game
everything,
fucked.
you
I'm
hit
not
that
happy,
into
dude.
Mega Inferno Bomb. All of a sudden, CFO can do nothing. You miss all those early spells and get hard engaged on.
This is why
all of a
CFO
sudden, you're not
co-stream
really
matches
putting out any
I feel like are
pressure
my
either on
worst
that
co-streams
front
because
line
all I
because,
do is just shit my
it is
pants,
1.3K
like
gold behind.
clench my
This vehicle
anus.
really needs that first reset.
Oh!
And there's not any like point and click. You're not paired with a Syndra, an Annie, an Ahri, anything like that. So it's again, it's just everything
Okay.
is treasure poke click.
Oh my god!
Oh!
Oh my god, the Mega
What
Inferno
the fuck?
of Doom and Junja overstepping Peter with a great double pulverize.
Oh my god!
onto
What the
backline
fuck,
and
Peter?
everything hits this
No
time.
fucking way.
Rest tries
No
to
fucking
dive
way.
in, but is put to sleep, and all he'll see.
Holy fuck!
Of KT, a triple in the end for Dogdam, another sleep landing, and the chase comes out from Perfect and from Dogdam.
Oh! Fuck you!
It's not done yet. Cars will chase him down. A heartbreaker, a stake through the heart of CFO as KT win out the fight.
Oh!
It's a taster of what CFO could have, but it's KT who are once again cooking CFO over an open pit. The amount of gold and nourishment they're getting out of this roster is insane right now.
I mean, we just got to see what the two different fights look like. The abilities hit, and there is not a lot you can do. Look at this
Dude, that's
beautiful
fucking
sleep
wild.
into the Mega Inferno Bomb, into the Paddle Star. Everything timed perfectly there. We're gonna call it the Mega Inferno Bubble. That was looking clean, and with him gone
Peter.
already,
Oh my
BDD,
God.
he's looking like he's got an aimbot. He's just point and click.
Peter caught with a tempered fate, and that cow might be going golden, but he is gonna get skewered by CFO. The Otacon next TP's coming out as CFO try to up the tempo. TP out from Perfect as well.
Otacon?
KT are gonna call for a fight.
Everyone's
of
here,
their own.
everyone's here, everyone's
You've got to
here.
wait for BDD. This wall could be devastating, but he's so far
Oh!
away. The ultimates are flying, but Otacon is going down.
Honky already down to half.
Kill it, kill it, kill it, faster, 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 faster!
The Otacon
Just kill him, run! Okay, run, run,
but
run!
only on to rest. Will KT continue to chase, or will they accept that this fight is not for them?
Fantastic.
Please don't
play
fight,
from
don't fight,
CFO
don't
to
fight,
get
don't fight.
the
Reset,
pick, and they
reset,
just
reset, reset,
force
reset.
Their hand.
Oh, wait,
immediately start
Inferno's
the Otacon,
spawning.
Rush it down. Don't allow KT to get set up. KT's comp is so weak when they're late to the fight.
And this is the scrappiness we were talking about for
Fucking
CFO. They don't want
bubble.
to give up the area. Dragon's there.
Oh, the damage onto Honku, spiraling despair though, into the net!
Oh!
And
BD's down!
BDD, Cars on the backline gets the reset. He possesses that way, and the chase continues. Dives across the wall. Spectral Maw doesn't get the stun. Jinja trying to retreat. Dogdam looking for that satchel. Another stun's gonna land.
Please,
Rest
please,
has the
please,
back
please.
there as well. Jinja falls.
Oh,
and now the
Kaz!
Skarner taken away by Cars. Rest trying to get in, locked against the wall, and Kaiwing and Doggo leave him for the KT Wolves. They'll get the kills. They'll clean it out, and will they turn their eyes towards the Drake? They'll do that and take mid.
CFO tried to salvage the play with Doggo and Rest running as fast as they could, but it's KT who are pouncing on Junja and finding the kills they need to turn the play back.
I mean, it feels like it was just 2 or 3 minutes ago that we were talking about Cuz being down 1.3 gold. He got 7 kills in a row, and now is up nearly 2K on this Viego. He is a problem. Has the entire LDR purchased up. They just moved towards Soul Point as well. This play to start it off, though, was really nice from Doggo. As BDD goes over the wall, he almost one-shots him, but he goes back into the root. You got the 90 caliber net hitting him, takes him down with that headshot. But Cuz is such a problem. We talk about the lack of consistent damage. Doesn't feel like they have that anymore.
Honkyu's
the timing!
just making a smash against the knockup. They don't kill the tower.
Oh my God, they fucked up.
As well as Honkyu takes a drive to his demise, and now KT can look for more. BDD with a power star doesn't
fucking
quite
way.
put Ginger. CFO back away.
Perfect
What the fuck is that
timing on
combo?
That decimating smash was just that. What a beautiful play. Catches Honkyu as he pops out of the Herald there. Peter follows up. That's the carry down.
And it was unnecessary. You didn't need to take that ride. Honkyu thought maybe he could get it, but the tower doesn't even fall off the back of it. It is a stiff breeze away from falling. But KT, when CFO find their hope, they snuff it out so fast.
Yeah, and the pedal difference is pretty significant, though. You have to look over at CFO's side. It's about 2,300 gold in their favor as far as adaptive stats. So the gold did last you a little bit, but still, it is KT getting further and further ahead, nearly 4,000 gold up. 3.5 minutes until CFO is going to have to try to make their last stand. It really feels like it's all about the setup at the Dragon, because if KT are there first, it feels almost impossible to walk in. But likewise, if CFO are there first and you're trying to walk through a way, you're trying to walk through this trap line, the poke is never going to come. So it's all about who can get that setup, who can control vision. Fast? And right now, it's been KT with the pushing waves, and it's them getting the much easier setup.
BDD pushing in this top side. On his signature pick, this Zoe lost it.
This Zoe's doing so much work. Holy fuck.
Has only played it once since then, but averages about 75% win rate on the champ all time. So often we see KT having it banned against them. For Honkyu, he'll be looking like the last couple of fights have gone well. Couple of good spiraling despairs. I don't think he's had a series where he would say he's shone, but he can do it. We have seen him so many times come back from poor series, from poor games, and within that same game actually accelerate himself to victory.
And the spiraling despairs have been so crucial, not only for getting some of these picks, but getting those slows are crucial to enabling Junja and
I can't chill, but I know, yeah, Hui Caitlyn can scale really hard.
That can be the difference maker, that little bit of a slow that enables CFO to close the gap.
And we got to remember, KT, this team.
I mean, we got Otacon, dude. That's huge. A lot of XP and adaptive force.
Devastating losses is now potentially one fight away from sealing the deal on their first ever World
Like 32 flowers for like Otacon. That's
ever make World Semis. And they're looking for a pick on Rest.
He's trying to tunnel away, but Peter uses the minion line to try and get himself towards it. There's the knockup, there's the trample, there's the drowsy, and there's Rest. Sent to a coffin. The CFO will use this time to push in the mid lane, though. Take a tower of their own. Can chase forward a little bit further. They do have cannon minion here. Acing the hole onto Dogtown. Now they retreat because KT are collapsing.
But you still have BDD pushing to that bottom side, so CFO, they're not able to get the tier 2. It would be BDD who's able to pick up that objective, but CFO under
Junja impaled.
Oh my god!
The damage onto Cuz.
Fucking Viego!
On the backline, Doggo has to retreat. Kaiwing doing the same. Perfect still, just standing as a meat wall in front of CFO. Junja's gonna fall first. BDD gets Honkyu, and now KT can smell their victory.
BDD arrives and CFO dies. The Baron is next on the table here. They are crushing this fight. CFO got picked off in the side lane, tried to force their hand, but KT make the collapse happen. And not only do they get that, they got the tier 2 bot, they get the Baron, they get everything.
And on this composition that feels like it is unique to KT, this Zoe and Ziggs, they're hoping they can burst it down. They should be able to do so, as Rest was there. But KT, this is beautiful. And CFO have to try and make this play. They know they're losing. They know they're behind. So Junja
I don't even feel like it's a draft gap, though.
Watch the damage. The knock-up from Perfect sets up Doggo and Kaiwing to take half their health bar off the Mega Inferno Bomb, and then KT follow.
Now, Peter for player of the series, man. He
100%.
headbutts away the impaling Junja so it doesn't connect, and then Cuz can rejoin the fight. It's just been sublime from him every game.
I mean, he's absolutely smurfing. That Ziggs ult had to be 3,000 plus damage between the 3 people that it hit. Like, that was crazy. BDD arrives.
Yeah, I don't think it's draft issue.
He's got death cap completed now. 2 seconds until the
Thorn
potential
Curse.
stand
Yeah,
here
I saw
CFO.
I saw he
Junja
thought
come up with another hero steal.
He thought CFO could win.
For that tier 2, does have the teleport and will use it. The Drake down to 9,000. BDD looking to see if he can find a sleepy trouble bubble. Lands it onto Rest. He can't join the fight. Tempered Fate on the backline. Battlestar just short. Dragon down to 4K. As KT looks for the soul and knockback onto Junja. And again,
they're gonna get it.
Peter
Yeah,
who keeps the
Peter.
enemy jungler at bay. Rest dives in, but the rest of his team
Oh
are
my
distracted
god,
by
their
the
damage
cow.
is fucking
Now chase in
ridiculous.
with an unstoppable onslaught. And if that's not a name for how KT have played this series, I don't know what is. Unstoppable from KT as they march down CFO and look for the semis.
No one expected KC to be one of the teams that could push themselves forward, but it's semi-finals in their eyes. Their curses may be damned in this position.
For the first time ever, KT looked ahead to the World Semifinals.
And with only Kaiwing left to watch, CFO will be eliminated. A valiant stand from them. A valiant stand for the LCP, but today is KT's day. Kaiwing can do nothing but watch as KT take the Nexus Towers. The Nexus next, the KT coaster keeps on climbing. For the first time in history, KT are going to semis.
And what an incredible run it has been for KT. Make it 7 wins in a row at Worlds 2025. Yet to drop a game. They have been on fire. And who'd have thought Peter would be the one stepping up so much in a series like this?
His first time at Worlds, his first
people
time
hyping Silva too much,
Korea,
maybe.
and Peter is carrying KT alongside members like BDD. What an impeccable performance from the support player. And what a moment for KT fans around the world. Semi-finals for this roster. And now the question is, what is the limit for them?
And
of course
CFO,
KT
a
deserves
moment
to
of
win,
contemplation as they see KT take their bow. They can be proud of what they've done, making it to the quarterfinals, taking victories against T1, managing to pick up wins, showing that the LCP can challenge on the global stage again for the first time in 10 years. All those 5 players and Driver alongside them deserve your respect. What a performance overall from CFO.
Ending a drought a decade long. This team absolutely should walk away with their heads held high. But Desk, is it time to get excited yet? Come on!
I think it's finally time to say it. Oh my God! The first time in the history of the organization, KT Rolster make it to semifinals. And
oh my God, today was such a short day. Fuck!
I want to say it. I was just thinking of all of those amazingly nice KT fans at 2018 that I watched this team lose to IG. I hope there are still KT fans and they're watching now, because I immediately just thought of them and how happy they would be.
And they are looking so good while doing it. Really well deserved. Peter stepped up huge.
Oh my gosh.
So many big plays from him.
He was subbed
I was
out
going
during
poor.
the year.
I'm
Thinking
fucking
about
done.
the days he was playing at Nongshim until the performance he put out today. Peter,
I'm about to go cry.
this series.
He was so good, and this is his first international. This is his first time on a plane. And he's always just so happy.
Oh, it was
to
a good
be
here
here.
for
Again,
CFO.
If
It's just
you
like
haven't seen any of the interviews that the LCK English broadcast has done with him, he's always so happy, so fun, and he showed up massively.
I don't know,
today.
man.
He was
I don't
such a
have much to
huge
say.
part of
It's
how
just sad,
KT
dude.
We're able to get ahead in these early games.
Hey,
we hadn't
you know,
seen as much from them at this tournament or across Split 3.
One player that we need to highlight once again, he has been the backbone.
it just hurts because CFO was, I don't know, was looking pretty good. Had moments of brilliance. Like the HLE series, like CFO had a lot of good early games. Here, I don't know if CFO had a single good early game.
We're absolute stars today. The reason why I think we ended up siding with BDD was this Zoe performance, right? The Zoe Ziggs combo coming out of KT once again, Kobe.
So many big performances from him. You know,
Whatever.
BDD's
I mean,
been
it's it. This is it, right? This is the last time we'll see CFO this year.
and
Hopefully
this
next year
series was no different.
we can improve.
Yeah, it was just.
I think CFO did a great, dude.
BDD is
I mean,
someone
dude,
who's
top
been
8
around
was
for
really good
so
though. Come on, top 8.
And you heard even Chai in his interview with Shox at the beginning of the day, right? He's like, BDD is someone I admire so much for his resiliency. He's been around for so long, continuing to grind, and just had a phenomenal performance today.
And Hongq as well said, BDD is my idol. BDD, by the way, his line
No,
in
we
the
don't
teaser
know.
goes
Top 8 is
so
huge,
hard.
yeah.
It's like, yes,
It's been
if
10
you
years since
consider me
LCP
your
got
idol,
top
I'm
8,
gonna show
dude.
you what it takes to become one, and he did.
Shout out to
I mean,
CFO,
beating
of
T1,
course, here, in this
doing
series.
well
They
against
had an
AL,
amazing year.
HLE series was
It's
not bad.
hard, you know, when you come back to quarterfinals
Beating
here,
Fly.
it makes such a
I don't
difference
know, man.
from the Swiss
The
stage.
best in
time
the
you have
West.
to prepare, it was just not their day
It just
today,
feels
but
bad
honestly,
because, like, yeah.
massive shout out to whatever this team has been able to achieve this year on the international stage. I want to see this roster again.
Yeah, and you saw it from their gameplay, right? Like, even in this third game where it looked like, okay, they're in a really tough spot, they never kept fighting. I thought this was the first game game where Junja really was able to actually start popping off. Any KT fan was definitely super nervous watching that. But this CFO roster is so fun, and I really hope they do.
I'm done for today, dude. I'm so fucking depressed. I'm gonna go cry, and I guess I'll be back tomorrow. But CFO would have done well against TSG too, maybe. But like at that point, it's like it doesn't matter. I want CFO to do well against LCK, but yeah. Sorry we couldn't win. You know, GG, KT, well played, and CFO. I think I'm so proud of what CFO was able to do this year. I think CFO did a great job this year, and yeah, hopefully next year will be better. All right, I'm done for today. Peace, peace. I'm out. Go fuck yourself, as always.